93, 93, 93. Do what thou wilt should be the whole of the law. What is the law? The law is the lema. The law is the lema, which is the law of the universe. Just for those who didn't know or who don't understand that. And 93 is all about aligning yourself with your true will, which is your purpose in life. And that's how you follow the law, by being in alignment with your orbit. That's how you become the God. That's how you become the goddess. Because you're within your orbit, not just on an earthly level, but also on a celestial level. Because we are multi-dimensional. We don't just exist on one layer of intelligence. Even though that's all we see on the surface. All we see is the surface. However, as we know, intelligence goes way beyond the surface, all the way to what we call death. Why do we think death is the end? Because we've been misinformed. We've been taught fear. We've been taught about heaven and hell. We've been taught about God has feelings and God has favorites and all type of bullshit, right? He or she is picking and choosing who they fuck with and everybody else fuck them. And that's basically what it comes down to, because you're not really going to find or run into a religious person who don't think that they're special or don't think that they're chosen. Right? They all feel chosen. They all feel special. Even though the religion itself has destroyed us, our mentality. We ain't even got to talk about the physical. Just it has mentally destroyed our spiritual connection as well as our mentality. That's why we are anti-religion, because what the fuck has it done for us other than put us into a mental bondage and slavery? That's what religion has done to us. And when people get scared, they become religious. That's why people become religious when they go to jail, when they begin to get older, when they begin to feel those regrets of life, because they was out here moving reckless. And that's the whole thing. Do not be out here moving reckless. So you don't have to have those regrets and then have to fucking pray to God to forgive you. Because fuck God. I already made a video. Did I not make the video? Fuck God. I did make the video. Type it in YouTube. Fuck God. You're going to see me pop up. Right? So this isn't nothing new now, is it? And I made that video years ago. It's like 5 years ago. Right? So this isn't nothing new. So when you're dealing with God, of course, God is not going to promote death, because death is supposed to be the end. It's supposed to be the day of judgment. You're supposed to go to heaven or hell. So it's like, there's no point in really talking about death, because that's the end of the line. Even though we know that that's not what the ancestors taught. But for whatever reason, we don't give a fuck about what the ancestors laid down. We became religious and just deleted all that shit. But some of us maintain the real shit. Right? That's why people like you and me exist. Some people preserve the real shit, who were never programmed, who were never indoctrinated. Because the majority of our people were. Why? Because that's just how you had to survive. If you don't become a Christian, you're going to die. If you want to make decent money, you got to be a Christian. You want to be in certain circles, you got to be a Christian. So they made it to the point where if you want to fuck with anything they got going on, you got to be one of them. And of course, we took the bait because we were always trying to be a part of some shit. The same thing happened with the music industry. Like when we think about like, oh, why is the music just trash? Because a lot of people feel like the rap music is trash. Well, because we're not in control of the music. Because if we were in control of the music would be a lot more innovative. It would be a lot more creative. It would be a lot more versatile. We wouldn't just keep putting these same images in front of people to eat up. Like that's just the only thing. Like shit just gotta be just, just hectic all the time. It's not the case. But again, we've been taught wrong. We've been misinformed. We have misinformation. So that's why people like me exist. That's why people like you exist, to set the record straight. And in this particular live stream, we will be talking about the deaf gods and the deaf goddesses and what it is like working with them. Why? Because there's not a lot of people that even talk about this, because most people ain't even working with these type of energies, because these are the heads of the deaf cults, aka the gangs. All right? So, like the type of stuff that I talk about, you wouldn't even know unless you was like really in the gang and really know the secrets. The secrets are not ever really revealed. You're not going to see the secrets in fucking music videos, or you're not going to see it in interviews and no shit like that. So it's like the secrets are always concealed. The secret never really gets revealed. It's not supposed to, right? Because it's only for those who have qualified themselves to be here. It's really that simple. That's how it works with the deaf gods. That's how it works with the deaf goddesses. You must be qualified to even be in this atmosphere. Meaning, can't anybody just stroll up and just say, okay, I'm about to start doing this or do that. You can say this is the difference between God and the devil, right? You can say God just accepts any goddamn body. God is going to forgive any goddamn body. As long as you praying to him, as long as you giving him energy, then it is what it is, right? It's even to the point where, like, even in the Quran, it says, well, the whole purpose of your existence is to worship Allah. Like, the whole reason of you even being alive is to praise Allah. That's what the Quran says. And because, again, you could say Muslim just means slave of Allah. Christian means a slave to the fucking Christian God. You are a slave to a false God. Because there is no real God of Christianity. You can say it's real now, but it was made, as we know, it's all a fabrication. Christianity took elements from ways of life that were already in existence before it came to be. So it didn't just teach itself, it took from everybody else. That's why people was able to accept it, because it's like you're just feeding them their religion, their way of life back to them. You're just giving them a different set of deities. It's just that simple. Because you can say God is not supposed to have any partners. So, of course, now it's just God and the Son of God. That's all you need, right? Father, Son, Holy Spirit. You don't need nothing else. That's how a Christian believes, right? Father, Son, Holy Spirit, aka the Holy Ghost. And I was just talking about the Holy Ghost in the last live stream. How I finally was able to catch the Holy Ghost. But I had to go into the underworld to catch the Holy Ghost. That was the difference between my experience and, somebody else who had to get that shit in church or had to go through religion to get it. And that's what I mean. Like, if somebody like me can catch the fucking Holy Ghost, or to even get to the point where I am now, then I'm just here to let you know it's possible. That's really why I'm here. Because this is not coming from a person who was born spiritual, who was born with all this extra infinite knowledge. I was nothing like I am now. I had to earn every single degree that I have. The hard way. Not the easy way, the hard way. And that's why I feel like I am the teacher that I am, because I really had to learn all of this from scratch. I didn't have no premeditated energies, no premeditated deities or techniques. I was not a spiritual person. I did not grow up spiritual. My first introduction into the occult was through astrology, which you can say is nothing spiritual or magical about astrology. It's just mathematics, right? So even with astrology, even with numerology, even with tarot, Kabbalah, I'm still looking at all that stuff as mathematics. It's just high mathematics. It just appears to be magical to those who don't understand what's going on. It's just that simple. So I just took the hard way because I had no choice. I didn't have no other way to do it. I had to learn everything from the ground up. Versus somebody who was receiving downloads or who was able to hear spirits and who was able to do this, do that, clairvoyant, clairaudient. I didn't have any of my abilities activated until after the fact. So everything that you see now happened after the fact, after the hard work, after the bullshit, after the streets, after all of the things that y'all have seen me document. It happened. It happened after the fact. So I didn't start really getting downloads again until I started actually living a certain type of way. Meaning I had to put the books down. Okay, let me go outside and let me see what's real. That's when I began to put the pieces together based on what I was actually experiencing, not what somebody else was saying, not what somebody else was doing. I'm looking at what was going on with me. How does these numbers play out? How does these zodiac signs play out? How do these planets play out in real time that I can actually observe? So that's why I pay attention to the numbers. For example, yesterday was the 19th day of January. And we know 1 and 9, that's the sun and Mars. Mars is aggression. Right? So yesterday, if I think back, then was I dealing with any aggression? Yes, the fuck I was. Yes, the fuck I was. As a leader, motherfuckers get real aggressive when they're upset. And I'm the one that got to calm the shit down. So yesterday was definitely a day where I had to calm some nerves down. But because I already understand numerology, I didn't take it personal. So I'm like, oh, this is just what Mars and the sun is. It is what it is. Versus if I did know that, imagine if I would just taking this shit personal, like somebody's like trying to do something to me personally or trying to give me a bad day. And then that just fucks up the whole energy. And that's what I say. The occult just stops me from taking shit personal. Like, I don't take nothing personal. Even if it's directed at me. Even if a person is like looking me in my eyes and saying whatever the fuck they want to say, I still don't take the shit personal. Because I'm looking at the mathematics. I'm like, I know why you feel the way you feel. This is just what brought it out. Because I'm already paying attention to the energies that are available to us. So I'm watching everybody. How is that going to manifest for everybody? Not just how it manifests for me. How is it manifesting for you? How is it manifesting for them? And each and every time, the numbers just end up not lying. So if you ask, well, how am I able to maintain all of this information? Again, you don't see me pulling out books and notes. I just speak from the top of the dome, or as they say, the heart. I just speak from my heart at this point. Was this always the case? No. It was times where I had to prepare videos before I even hit the record button. I needed to know exactly what I'm talking about. I needed to know what points I wanted to make. I had to do all that premeditated stuff in the beginning. And eventually I didn't have to do it. I'm like, all right, let me just put all this shit down and just speak from the heart. I feel like it's more authentic if I just speak from the heart versus I'm just coming up with some shit from my brain. This is not about the brain. This is about the heart. Right? When you die, because we're talking about death, is your brain weighed against a feather or is it the heart? We already know the answer to that, right? It's your heart that is placed on the scales of Mayat next to the feather of Mayat. So, if the heart intelligence is the most important intelligence, then why wouldn't I speak from the heart? Why would I have to plan shit? Because now I'm speaking from my brain. Now it's not authentic. Now I feel like that's what everybody else do at this point, right? And I guess if you do that well, you can make good content. So I'm not telling people they should do that. It can actually result in some good content. Well organized, well planned, no problem. I just know that does not work for me. So when y'all be seeing me on here 3, 4, 5, 6 hours talking, it's not because, okay, that was the plan. Even my last live stream, if you ask, well, did you plan to talk for 5 hours? No. How could I have planned to talk for that long when I didn't even know what the fuck I was going to talk about before I hit the record button? Which is all the time at this point. I'm like, yo, I don't even know what the fuck, but I gotta make content. Am I just gonna stay in my brain and try to figure out what am I gonna talk about? Or am I just gonna hit the record button like, okay, let me figure it out? As they, what do they call it? On the job training. Let me figure this shit out as I'm doing it instead of trying to have everything figured out before I even try. Right? Supper Court. Supper Court Cat TV. So that's why I say I strive to be the living example of what the fuck I'm talking about instead of just talking like what the fuck everybody else is doing, right? So when you connect with me, you know that he's speaking from his heart. He's speaking about what he's actually been through, what he actually knows. Not what the fuck I just read somewhere in a book and I'm just repeating and I'm regurgitating somebody else's wisdom. That's not happening over here. That's why I say I don't even consume spiritual content. I don't watch these people. I don't know what the fuck they talking about. I don't know what type of time they on. I'm not interested to know about what the fuck anybody else has going on. It's not important to me. I'm like, whatever they're doing is whatever they're doing, that's their business. I just know they can't do what I can do. And that's why I do what I do. Because I'm like, I don't see people just getting on and just speaking from the heart for hours on hours and just being real and authentic. I don't see that. So that's why I do it. I'm like, let me fill in the gap that I don't see instead of trying to do what I feel, okay, well, that's winning. That person, I should talk about that because that's winning. That's what people want to hear. I'm like, no, people want to hear some gossip, right? They will love to hear gossip. They will love to hear the drama. They will love to hear the bullshit. But I'm like, do I really want to contaminate my fucking channel just to get some type of recognition? To me, it's not worth it, but that's just me. I don't speak for the majority of YouTubers, though. They don't think like I think. They don't take the path I take. As you see, I'm the opposite of a YouTuber. It's like I'm technically a YouTuber, but I don't do what YouTubers do. I don't live the lifestyle that YouTubers live. I don't do anything YouTuber-ish. Because this is not what they do. They don't just get on front of the camera and just speak from the heart. This is not what a YouTuber does. There's a lot more planning, a lot more strategy. But at the same time, I'm like, all right, well, if I've been doing it this long, I probably should be better. If I've been creating content longer than possibly your favorite creator, then I should probably be better at doing it because I've been doing it this long. There's no way I should be doing it for fucking a whole decade and I don't get better at what I do. Because then that would be the problem. So that's why I'm like, let me demonstrate what this has done for me versus me just trying to teach a lesson. I'm like, well, how do you even know? I even know what the fuck I'm talking about. That's all. I don't assume that people just want to listen to anybody because they have something to say. I assume that people connect with who they vibe with off of what they feel. So that's why I pay more attention to the vibe, to the feel. It ain't even really about the words. It ain't even about the subject matter. I don't even be knowing the subject till before I make the video. If you ask me, did you know the title of this live stream before you went live? Nope. I just think of a title and I speak. I'm just honest enough to tell y'all that. I think of a title. That's the only thinking that I do. The only thing that's coming from the brain is the title. What should I talk about? Once I got a title, I just type that shit in YouTube. I hit the record button. Whatever comes out is whatever comes out. Because if I try to premeditate it, it's not authentic at that point. It's too brainy. If I'm trying to plan and strategize everything that come out my mouth, I'm like, it's not pure at that point. So if my goal is to remain pure, then I have to speak from the heart. Fuck a plan, fuck a strategy, fuck a topic. Give me a second. Let me turn this off. Let me turn this off. Alright. See, shit like that. See, if I was planning this, that would have already been off now, wouldn't it? So this is what I mean. I literally just hit the relay. Let me figure this shit out as I figure it out. Right? That's all I do. So yes, you can technically call it a channel because, oh my God, I destroy my ego before I even speak. I can't pull my ego into the heart. Because what is that doing? But that's why I talk about death. I am the way I am because I mastered death. That's just, to put it plain and simple. I am the master of death. It's as simple as that. How? Because I kept dying. Not physically, of course, mentally and spiritually. I keep dying and going through a rebirth. But you can say that's just Scorpio, right? Because that's the energy of Scorpio. The Scorpio is the death card in the tarot, right? So this is why I can listen to what we were saying. What's up, Esoteric Alchemist? 47. I can listen to drill music. I can listen to violence all day and don't want to be violent because I know how to transmute the energy. Can everybody do that? Probably not. But I'm like, as y'all know, I don't listen to anything positive. Right? What's up, Osana? Peace. I don't listen to anything positive. I don't listen to positive music. I don't listen to positive content. The most positive you can say is like ASMR, which is why I create ASMR, because I actually listen to ASMR, right? And I've been an ASMR artist since ASMR been a thing. I've known about ASMR since ASMR has been invented, right? So that's why I make ASMR. I'm like, yo, I've been a part of the community the whole time. So that ain't really something that, let me just try this out. I'm like, no, this is something I enjoy. Let me expand it to the audience. But again, that's just me. Like, let me give you a part of me that is different than the other stuff. So that's why, yeah, I may make titles, but then I make ASMR videos. Then I may drop a song. But I'm just demonstrating all the elements of hip hop. I'm like, I'm not one dimensional. I can't be one dimensional. I have to be multi-dimensional, right? I have to show y'all multiple angles, not just one angle. But again, that's just my determined idea to be the example of what I talk about. That may not be everybody's agenda. I'm like, yo, I'm not about to open my mouth if I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. That's why I talk about what I know. I don't talk about the shit I don't know about. But it's really not too much I don't know about, because even if I don't know about it, I know how to figure it out without having to use the avenues that everybody else have to use. You know, I'm going straight to the mathematics. I'm going straight to the numbers. I'm going straight to the planets. I'm going straight to the occult with it. So that's how I'm able to come to original conclusions, and y'all able to hear things on this channel you're not going to hear anywhere else, and you just haven't heard anywhere else because it's completely original. And to me, I'm like, that's what you're supposed to be doing as a content creator, is delivering original content. It don't have to be the best content, just original content. Innovative. So that's why the ideas I always put forth is innovative. That's why I don't just talk about magic, go in the forest somewhere and cast a spell. I'm telling you, technomancy. Be the technomancer. That's what I'm telling you, because I'm supposed to be telling you that. You need to mix your magic with technology. I'm supposed to be telling you that. Is that what everybody else is saying? No, I don't know who. I don't know if anybody else even has connected those dots. I wouldn't know, because I'm not researching it to even know who's even talking about this shit. Right? Because it's not an idea I learned about on YouTube. So I don't know what anybody else knows. But I do that just to keep my energy away from absorbing somebody else's energy. I don't want to listen to somebody else's content and then make a video just because I heard somebody else. Because now it's not original. So everything that I talk about, all the titles, it's just coming from me. It's not ever based on what somebody else is doing, what somebody else is saying, because I have no idea what they're doing. I have no idea what they're saying. As you see it, my fucking time is so limited at this point. I literally don't even have the time. That wasn't the case before. I had plenty of time to consume the content. I just didn't. At this point, I just don't have the time. As y'all see, I literally have to, as soon as I get in here, I had to go live as soon as I got home from work, right? I didn't even give myself a chance to relax. I haven't smoked or anything. I haven't did anything. I'm like, I literally came down, sat in a chair, and I went live. And it wasn't necessarily because I was just thinking about, wow, I had this great title, I had this great topic I want to talk about. No, it wasn't. I'm like, yo, I just need to go live. Why? I don't know. I just know, I just had the feeling that I need to speak. About what? I don't know. But it's a feeling, and I just submit to the feeling instead of trying to question it. Well, what the fuck do I need to? Because if I begin to question it, 93 Mary, if I begin to question it, I'm just not gonna get it done. Because if I'm trying to figure out, well, why should I say this? Why should I say that? What does that mean? What is that? It's not gonna get done. So that's why I say I figure it out after the fact, right? Because it is a channel, so I'm like, I can listen to my own content and learn from myself because I remove my ego. So of course I'm gonna be saying some things that's not coming from the conscious mind. Some things are gonna come from the subconscious, and some things are gonna come from the unconscious mind. So even the words that come out of my own mouth is inspiring to me because I'm like, I didn't know I was gonna say that. That was just straight spiritual, but it needs to be that way. Right? Because if it was any other way, again, I would just be like everybody else. This is not what most content creators do. But again, I've been around longer than most content creators. So that's what I'm like. Let me demonstrate that. Let me demonstrate that I've been around for a while. I should be able to demonstrate instead of talking about it. Let me demonstrate. Let me be the example. So that's why I do what I do. I'm like, yo, it's, you know, I've been doing this since I was a teenager, right? I was uploading videos as a teenager, right? Have you worked with Ampool? Of course I work with Ampool. If you want to work with Ampool, you got to go to the Luxor. I didn't work with Ampool to the point where I know where you got to go to fuck with him. You want to fuck with Ampool? Go to the Luxor, because that's where I went, and the motherfucker possessed me. I couldn't even move. Had me in mummy position. Imagine being in mummy position, like, yo, what the fuck? It's like sleep paralysis. I couldn't do shit. I'm just on the floor, like, what the fuck is going on? And the goddamn Luxor on the floor, like, what the fuck? Fucking anyway. I know. I have an experience, so I'm just telling you my experience. That's what happened to me. I was at the Luxor in mummy position. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is it? I didn't understand but that's how it always happens. I don't be knowing what's going on until after the fact. That's how it always happened to me though. So, yes, I know all about Ampool. Ampool let me know, like, okay, you gotta take this shit seriously. Like, yo, you ain't serious. This is what the spirits, whenever they fuck with me, they telling me, yo, you ain't going hard enough. You're not serious enough. They ain't never come to me nice. They're like, yo, you need to be doing more. I'm like, damn. That's why you see, did I not just upload 10 fucking videos in the past 2 days? Y'all caught that, right? I uploaded 10 videos, so I'm like 5 videos a day, right? I'm uploading 5 videos every day, not including the live stream. Your favorite content creator is not doing that now, are they? All right then. I don't think they have the ability to do it. It ain't even that they should do it. I don't think they have the ability to do it. At least not yet. Not yet. It takes some time. Right? Remember I told you last year I was moving here. I'm here now. That's funny. I wanted to take shroom trip at the Luxor and tap in. Well, there you go. There you go. I wish you the best in your travels, right? Because clearly you are already moving it in that direction. So follow your heart. Follow your bliss. If we want to be more specific, 93, follow your bliss. So everybody else say follow your heart, follow your bliss, right? So if those are the deities that's fucking with you, then fuck with them. Because those are the deities that was fucking with me. That's why I'm over here on 93, right? On Egyptian time, on Kemetic time. Because those are the spirits that approached me. Not I approached them, they approached me. And then they let me know who they was. I didn't come to them, they came to me. Why? Who knows? Well, actually, I do know. I figured it out like 10 years later, like recently, within the last month. I'm talking about the experience that started my whole spiritual journey. I just figured it out like last month. Imagine that. I've been going on, but I just felt like, oh shit, that's why it happened. I was able to find it in my chart. Imagine that. Imagine a spirit comes to you and pronounces his name to you. Then you realize, oh, I'm actually connected to this spirit. This was not actually random because I'm looking at my chart and I'm looking at the degrees in this chart, and these degrees take me exactly to this deity. That's what I discovered last month. That it's actually in my chart, in my degrees, that exact deity that ran up on me and unlocked all this. So of course that was a mind-blowing moment. I'm like, yo, I didn't like, how the fuck is that? That shit is too exact. So I'm like, oh, that wasn't no random shit. That shit was right and exact. I'm like, that's the actual fucking deal. It's right here. I didn't figure that shit out till last month though. Imagine that. So this whole time I'm like, oh, that was some random shit. Turns out it wasn't. Turns out that energy has always been with me. That would just, when it manifested, it was already in the chart. So just things like that where I'm like, that's why I take this shit seriously, because I'm still discovering things about myself that no human being can tell me. That's what this is all about. Everything you can say I know, it wasn't because a human being told me. Right? No human being guided me through the occult. No human being. No human being like, yo, this is what you should be studying, this is what you should be doing. I didn't have any of that. As they call like a mentor, a guide. I didn't have any of that. Everything is just self. Internal. Because I'm like, well, I don't, like, how am I supposed to ask people? They don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. They don't have the answers. So I already knew that ahead of time. I'm like, the questions that I have, they don't have the answers to. But that's not nothing new. Like I was a child asking questions that people didn't want to answer. I remember being a child. I went to my first baseball game, and I guess it was sponsored by the church. And that was the first time I didn't see like as many white people all in one space. I was shocked. I was so shocked. I even asked a mentor. I'm like, yo, what's up with all these white people here? I said that as a child. I'm like, why is all these white people? I've never seen this many white people all in one space. This was my first baseball game. I didn't know any better. What do you think his response was, though? I'll tell you, nothing. He just looked away. He didn't even bother to answer the question. At that point, I knew, I'm like, all right, I'm not asking no more questions. Because they don't know. And if they do know, they ain't trying to tell me. So I'm just giving you some insight. That's why I don't really depend on human beings, and I don't even. Everything is internal at this point. I'm like, I'm not expecting humans to understand anything that I spew out of my mouth other than 93. That's why I'm just heavy with 93. I feel like 93 is if that's the only vibration you can really be on to fully comprehend what's going on over here. Everybody else, can witness, but it's only from the outside looking in. In order for you to get the inside, you gotta be this. It's just that simple. All right? Not to say that other people can't get something from it, because it's still educational technically, but in terms of the spiritual qualities of this, if you're not 93, you're not going to be able to grasp it, because your mind is too different. Meaning if you're religious or even spiritual, as you see, spiritual people don't fuck with us either. So that's why I'm like, yo, we got enemies everywhere. Ain't don't nobody fuck with 93 other than 93. Imagine that. We only fuck with each other. Cause y'all be seeing it be motherfuckers popping up on here like with some whole other shit. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is this? Like with whole other mentalities, and I'm like, they just don't know better though. And that's why I be like, I'm like, yeah, these fucking human beings, they just don't know better. They just don't know better. because at the same time, I'm like, yo, they don't. How do you handle a person with this type of energy though? How can you be a God fearing person, and you talking to me, and I'm like, I'm all about devil time. The fuck can you really say to a person like me? They don't have the answers. That's what I'm saying. They don't have the answers because they ain't studied deep enough. The only way you can give me answers is if you studied more than me. But in my real life, I have not ran into that person who has outstudied me. I don't give a fuck what their age is. It's not an age thing. I have not run into a person who go harder than me in real life. Otherwise, I would be asking them questions. I would be trying to get the game from them. But that person don't exist. But I understand that because I'm like, I had the spiritual experience. Like a person who meets God, I'm like, all right, they probably going to be devoted more than the next person. So in my case, I'm like, yo, if I met the devil, I may be a lot more loyal than somebody who hasn't. But it ain't because I'm trying to be that. It's just, I'm like, I got the personal experience. What, like, you can't really debate with that, right? That's why like, I don't be questioning people. Like, I talked to God. Maybe you did. I'm not questioning people about what they do, like. Again, people ain't even telling me that no shit like that. So let me not even go down. Or people even telling me, "Oh, I talked to God." I'm like, no, you didn't. But am I gonna tell you no, you didn't? I'm like, oh, cool. I'm not questioning the goddamn thing because people already got their mind made up, and I know I'm not gonna change nobody's mind who already ain't with the shits. So that's why I say I just respect people. Am I going around trying to teach people 93? Nope. People don't even know I'm in the 93. People don't know what the fuck I'm into. I don't tell nobody nothing because it ain't for them to know. Especially if I'm around you personally, less is more. I'm like, yo, I don't want you knowing nothing about me. Because then motherfuckers start asking questions and shit. Because you know, as soon as you start for like, oh shit, you into this shit, they gonna have some questions. So that's why I keep the two worlds separate, right? That's why I keep what's going on in real time separate than the internet shit, right? Because I'm like, yo, the shit, that's when shit gets dangerous. Shit be getting dangerous at that point. Because then you don't really know how a person feel about the type of shit coming out your mouth. So like you really don't know who you around. So that like in real life, people don't know I have a YouTube channel. I don't promote this shit. Cause I'm like, I don't want y'all to know. I'm like, y'all don't deserve to know me in this way. They don't deserve to know me from a 93 perspective because this is an intimate thing. I'm only talking to y'all because this is an intimate setting. I know that people ain't just about to pop up randomly up in this bitch. So I can just speak my heart and it can flow freely versus it. If I took a more mainstream route, I wouldn't have been able to do that. That's why I don't do it, right? If I just made a channel talking about other motherfuckers, what's up, Ray Ray 93? I wouldn't be able to be myself because I would have to be somebody else, right? I appreciate your transparency. I don't know how to be no other way because I understand human nature, right? What's up, Mine 293? I understand human nature. I already understand people deceive without even trying. That's just human nature. People are already trying to deceive you without even thinking about it. It's just human nature. People are, as they say, they everybody's going to put their best foot forward most of the time, right? Nobody just running up on you being authentic and being real. That's really not the case, right? They're going to deceive you before they tell you the truth. So, and it's not conscious. So when I say human nature, it's not conscious. It's unconscious. People do this unconsciously. Because I'm conscious that humans do this unconsciously, I have to program myself not to do it. So that's why I don't do it. What's up, back from hiatus? So I'm able to be transparent. I'm able to be honest because I know this is not natural for humans. I'm doing something that's unnatural. Because a natural thing would be to put on the front, to put my best foot forward. The natural thing wouldn't be, okay, let me record myself. I don't care if it's good, bad, or ugly. That's not natural. That's unnatural. Okay, let me show people myself in my worst state. Who the fuck is doing that? That's not natural. Again, people are into deception. So that's why you only see people again when they're going through their highlights, because that's what social media has created, right? Everybody want to show forth their highlights, as they call posting content, right? But people are very limited in what they post. It's not real. It's if you're just looking at, for example, a person's social media, their life, you don't know that person because they're only showing you what they want to show you. Versus me, I'm not picking and choosing what I reveal. I'm not picking and choosing what I'm going to say. As I said, I don't know what I'm going to say before I say it. So I'm not picking and choosing what I choose to reveal or what I choose not to reveal. I'm like, yeah, whatever comes out, fuck it. I have to be that way. Every time I go live, I lose subscribers. So every time I open my mouth on the internet, somebody is not liking what the fuck I got to say. Because I lose subscribers every time I upload a video or a live stream. Subscriber count goes down. It don't go up, it go down. So I'm like, I be hurting people's feelings with this shit. Is that enough to make me stop? Damn, I need to get my numbers up. Maybe I should change. Why don't I think like that? That seems more humanistic, right? Because I'm trying to get my pockets up, right? I'm trying to get the fame. I'm trying to do what these humans are doing. But as you see, I don't have those inclinations, right? Those are not the inclinations I have. Those are not our people. That's why we're over here, right? That's the whole point of me saying this. That's human deception, as we call human nature, which is natural to people. So when you're 93, you're unnatural to human beings. Who I am is unnatural. I am the only one. Again, even in my job, I'm the only one this way. I guarantee it. It's people above me and below me that are not as refined as I am. Fucking bosses is cussing motherfuckers out. Motherfuckers is in their feelings, all type of shit. I'm the only one that's the same every day, all day. It ain't some days where like, oh, his energy ain't there, or you know how people be having attitudes. You don't even really want to fuck with them. I can't be that way. Because everybody's coming to me with their fucking problems. Because I'm a leader. I don't go to work and just fucking black out. I used to. But now I'm solving everybody's fucking problems. So I have to be open. I can't have the energy like don't talk to me and I'm the fucking leader. Who the fuck am I to give you that energy? That would not be right for me. I'm like, I shouldn't be the leader then. If I don't want nobody fucking with me, then I need to step my ass down and let somebody else be the leader. But because I chose to be the leader, that means my energy has to be pure, no matter if I don't even feel pure, because again, I'm going to have to deal with people and their bullshit. Right? So every day I got to deal with people and their bullshit. So imagine if I was bringing my own bullshit into the equation, that would just be a disaster. So I can't do that. Right? So I have to kill my ego. I'm not bringing my real self. I have to put on, or not put on, I'm more so transmuting the bullshit, because I'm faced with bullshit on a daily basis. People that don't want to work, people that want to wander around, doing this, doing that. We all know who these people are. Just because you're getting paid don't mean you're working, right? And if they can get paid for the whole day without doing shit, then they would not do shit and get paid, right? They're not the type of person who gets a thrill from breaking a sweat. Because I know every day I'm sweating, I'm liquid. I turn into liquid every day. That's how real this shit is with me. I turn into liquid every day. I'm sweating from head to toe every day. I'm running around from over here to over there. Why? Because I'm the fucking leader. And especially on days where everybody want to leave early. Or don't let it be a day, which is every Saturday, which is today. Every Saturday, motherfuckers is leaving early. They ain't showing up. It's Saturday. It's a fucking weekend. You're dealing with humans. They don't give a fuck about this job. They're trying to party. They're trying to do this. They're trying to do that. Their mind is not even at the fucking job. But you see what I'm doing though, right? I clocked out. I'm off the clock. What the fuck did I do? I brought my ass home. I'm not out here running these streets. You see, I'm here connecting with the people I'm supposed to be connecting with, right? Instead of trying to connect with people who don't give a fuck about me, right? I can be out in the streets navigating, but do these people really give a fuck? Nope. So why be amongst people that don't really give a fuck versus I can be amongst those who do give a fuck? So that's why I made the decision, right? Are y'all hiring? It's always, yeah. You said you're in Vegas. This is what I've heard from the locals. The only thing about Vegas that's always up is the bread. I mean, if you're trying to get some money out here, you can get money. Everything else though, forget about it. Meaning you're trying to find love, you're trying to find peace, you're trying to find happiness. Anything other than bread, you're gonna have a hard time here. That's what I've heard. All these locals that I talk to, people who didn't been here, they're like, yo, everything is cool. If you're just trying to get your bread up, oh, Vegas is going to get you some bread. But again, you try to do some serious shit, you're going to run into challenges, right? So I'm just giving you the game, and if you stick around long enough, you will understand why people say that. Because again, this Vegas is the energy of 5. It's just numbers. Las Vegas breaks down to 5 or 7, depending on whether you're using Pythagorean numerology or Chaldean numerology. So that makes sense to me. So when I look at the numerology, I'm like, that makes sense to me. Because the number 5 is about business, right? The number 5 is about Mercury, right? Exactly. Montu Mercury, that's the number 5, right? So is it really a coincidence? You're in Las Vegas, that also breaks down to 5. Not a coincidence to me. It seems very natural, right? Another Mercury city is New York, right? So y'all know how much I love New York, but I also feel the same way about Las Vegas. So it's probably every city that breaks down to a 5 I fuck with, probably, right? If I was your life path, where there you go. You are in the perfect place then. Welcome to the Mojave Desert. You are exactly where you need to be because this is Mercury. You or Hermes. You will go to the strip and you gonna find Hermes there. Go to the Las Vegas strip. You will find Hermes there. Right? And Hermes is also the camera man. You will find Hermes with a camera. It's all on the strip. Go explore it. It's there. So like, damn, there's a deity. Deity with the dick and balls out. On the strip. You want to find Hermes. Hermes is on the strip with the dick and balls out. You could just take a picture. Y'all know this, the Greek statues with the dick and balls is like they're naked, but Mercury is androgynous, right? Or Hermes. So Hermes has like a feminine body, even though he's masculine. Imagine that, right? That's Mercury for you. Of course, you know, Mercury is a communicator. Mercury is devices, vehicles, you know, so on and so forth. I'll just give you an example. The thing about the desert is it doesn't produce any natural resources. That's why people say it's only good for money because Vegas got to be about the money because how else is Vegas going to make bread? It's a fucking desert. The desert don't produce no natural resources. So how else are they going to make bread if they're not deceiving people? That's why it's all about gambling, right? The original people of Las Vegas didn't give a fuck about the alcohol. They didn't give a fuck about the gambling. They didn't want that shit here because that's not the energy of Las Vegas. So what we know Las Vegas to be, just know that the locals tried everything in their power to prevent what we see now. I mean, the casinos and every goddamn gas station, right? It don't matter where you are, you're going to find some motherfucking slot machines. Every 7-Eleven got the slot machines. Every gas station, slot machines. Everywhere just to take money out of your pocket, right? Behind, because it's the idea that you can win more money, but we know people lose more times than they win, right? But the idea of winning keeps people coming back no matter how much money you lose, because you're like, damn, how can people become like addicted to gambling or have a gambling problem? Like, yo, haven't you lost enough money? Well, in their mind, it's the amount of money that can be won is worth it. So if you lose $1 million just to make 2 in the end, was it worth it? It probably was in their mind. I'm like, yeah, I lost $1 million, but I made 2. But we know that most of the time that's not how the story goes. You're just gonna lose $1 million and you're not gonna make the 2. Because most people are not mathematicians. So if you're doing any type of gambling, that's math. Is it not math? It's math. It's high mathematics though, because you're already at a disadvantage. If you go into a casino and you play any game, you're already at a disadvantage, right? So if you win, you're winning against the odds. That's Las Vegas. If you win, you are winning against the odds. So it's not that you can't win, but you have to win against the odds, essentially at a disadvantage. Asmodeus. Yeah, that's another example. You have to win against the odds, right? Lord of the Gambling House. Well, that fuck it, connect with him then, right? I want to know what happened when you connect with him, right? You know, versus Asmodeus. It's the Lord of the Gambling House. That's good information to know. What happened when you work with him, though? That's the type of energy that I'm like, oh, that will be able to give a lot more insight. Okay, this is what happened when I fuck with him. I'm like, oh, okay. Because based on that experience, I'm like, oh, I see exactly why he is a Lord of the Gambling House, because of the experience gives you everything you need to know. First-hand experience, right? That's better than what anybody else can tell you. And that's why, as y'all see, whenever I'm talking about spirit, I'm talking about first-hand experience, right? I'm not just talking about the idea of a spirit and what could happen or what may happen. I'm like, no, this is what actually do happen, right? They say Ishu deals with casinos. Well, Ishu also deals with nature, right? When I met Ishu, I didn't meet Ishu at a gambling house. I met Ishu outside at Devil's Gate. I did a whole fucking video on it, right? For those who've been around long enough, I'm like, yo, I just met Ishu, aka the devil. Is it a coincidence that I meet the devil at Devil's Gate? I'm like, oh, I think that's why you are there, to meet the devil, but, you know, everybody got their own intention. I'm like, yo, I went to Devil Gate. I'm trying to meet the devil. I don't know what the fuck anybody else is doing. However, I know the devil is there because every time I go there, that shit is weird and spooky, and it's a place that you probably don't want to be alone, even though I did it. I was there alone 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, but the average person don't have enough guts or don't have enough balls to do that. I guarantee it. Why? Because I was the only one around when I was there. Wasn't nobody else around. I'm the only one. I'm like, all right, so motherfuckers ain't this tough. They not as tough as I thought. Cause I'm like, I just, in the daytime, it'd be people all around that motherfucker. Just snooping around and seeing, you know, they didn't heard the stories. But I'm like, no, y'all not coming around here when it's dark, when the spirits can really get up in you and you really, some real shit start happening. Like they start speaking to you like what happened to me. Fucking spirits start speaking to your ass like, what the fuck is this? But nobody else is around, no? Right? That's when real magic happens. That's what I mean. Right? Ishu has been fucking with me more than any other deity. Then that's the homie then. Right? That should be who you fuck with more than anybody else. Because if the spirit is coming to you personally, it's for a reason. You may not understand a reason. I didn't understand a reason when the spirit ran up on me either. I'm like, why you? It's already in us, right? So is it really a coincidence that the first spirits that ran up on me were Egyptian spirits or Kemetic spirits? Is it a Kemetic spirits? Is it really a coincidence why I'm still with that Kemetic shit now? That's just me being loyal to the motherfuckers that woke me up. Or the motherfucker that woke me up. That's just it. Right? If it had been a Greek god that fuck with me, then I probably would be Greek the fuck out. Right? That's just me. I'm like, all right, well, I'm fucking with who's fucking with me. Because if they didn't have to. What the fuck you fucking with me for? Right? The fuck, why you running up on me? Telling me your name. I'm like, why? I didn't have those answers until I had the answers. Again, I just got the answers and that shit happened like 10 years ago. Right? Kemetic brought me here first time seeing your live stream in a while. Yeah, I haven't even been live like that. It's been like a month. Before these 11 videos that I did, y'all haven't seen me in like 4 weeks, 4 or 5. It's been 4 or 5 weeks. I ain't even been doing lives. It's not until recently, the last 2 days, Spirit ran up like, oh, what the fuck are you doing? You see what I mean? I don't get to do what other people do. I don't get to, okay, let me fuck YouTube. Oh, fuck YouTube. Well, okay. They got something for me. Like you know it's time for you to make some videos, right? We ain't asking either. They not asking. So that's the type of shit I gotta deal with. Ain't nobody asking me a goddamn thing. Like, yo, get on your job or pay the price. Like, oh, I'm about to be on 5 videos a day then. Cause I'm damn sure not about to pay the goddamn price. When I know I could have prevented it, and I know I get my ass handed to me because I should know better. So it's not like somebody that don't know better. Because I know better, I get hell. I get full hell, right? And it's not nothing nice, right? I mean, I may get sick or some shit, right? I'm like, fuck, why am I sick? Have you been creating content? Nope. Soon now, do you see I'm creating content? I'm not sick no more. I don't feel no type of sickness now. But when I wasn't doing content, I'm like, damn, my fucking muscles are aching. I'm coughing and shit. What the fuck is going on? You can kind of see it. If you look at my pre-recorded videos that I just dropped, I'm like kind of coughing and shit. Throat is kind of stuffy. Fucking sick. But you see, I'm out. I'm fine now. What the fuck have you been doing? Making content? Well, it's not working. No, I've been going to work. Still got sick. Not until I started making content, now I feel better. It's like I was never sick. So if y'all question why I do what I do, I'm like, it's different than anybody else. Your normal YouTuber is not that deep for them. This is not that deep. Because again, for them, if it don't make money, it don't make sense. Again, they're doing it for the check. I'm not doing it for the check, right? Damn, I went through something similar. That's crazy. That's why I tell my stories, because I know I'm not the only one going through this shit. But it don't be enough people just being real and authentic about the shit that they went through. They gotta spice it up and shit. I'm like, I don't gotta do none of that shit, right? I don't have to do any of that. Because it's real enough. So that's why I share, because I know, like, I'm not the only one going through this shit. But when I explain it, they're like, oh yeah, that is. When you hear from a different perspective, like, okay, I see what's going on here. And that's why I'm here, right? Just help to bring a lot more emphasis to what you're already experiencing, right? I'm just here just giving more emphasis as somebody who lived and breathed this shit and who's gonna die this way, right? Can your favorite YouTuber tell you what they're gonna die as? Probably not. They're fucking all over the place, right? That's what I learned about YouTubers. I don't like YouTubers, right? Fucking YouTubers is causing chaos in this world. I don't even like the title. I don't like the title. I mean, I'm seeing YouTubers in the paper. I'm seeing these motherfuckers in the news doing stupid ass shit. Stupid shit. Stupid shit. I'm like, I'm glad I'm not a YouTuber. Because I don't do what YouTubers do. I'm not doing none of this stupid ass shit. Just for clout, just for views. I'm like, y'all going crazy. It's just not in me. But again, it's not in me because what's in me was put in me. It wasn't just no shit like, all right, I'm about to do it because I want to do it. No. If it was my choice, I probably wouldn't be doing this shit. I probably would not be 93. I'm just being honest. If it was my choice, I would probably be on a whole nother path. But it wasn't really my choice. I got ran up on, and motherfuckers gave me an ultimatum. Do it or die. All right, well, I guess I'm just about to be living and I'm going to be 93 then. Because there ain't no way a spirit about to take my ass up out of here. Threatening me and shit. They be threatening. Again, I don't know what people think this shit is friendly, this is nice. I'm like, as you see, every time I talk, I ain't saying nothing nice about spirit because they ain't, there's nothing nice about it. They ain't asking shit. They not asking your permission. It's just not. They don't give a fuck. It's like they're your elders, right? I'm like, they asking you for permission for. Like, yo, I'm your fucking elder. What the fuck I gotta ask you permission for? That's the type of energy they give me. Like, you just better listen. You better take heed. But if you don't, then that's on you. We not about to. We don't have to go through no extra shit. Or I'm your parent. You should listen. I'm like, no, I'm just about to hem you up and show you the power that I have, and you decide if you want to do something about it. Yeah, it's the same thing when I talk about the Prophet Muhammad when he was revealed the Quran by the archangel Jibril. who told him to speak a language that he never spoke. He was trying to use his brain. I don't know what this language is. He's brainy. He got squeezed. He felt deaf. He like, oh fuck, what is that? That was more than a human being. That's what it was. Well, when you hear the story, or when you read the story of the angel squeezing Prophet Muhammad, that was death. He felt death. That's why I was like, yo, what the like, yo, that wasn't just no squeeze. If a human being squeeze you, you're not gonna feel death. But if an angel squeeze you, this is what I mean. Like, we got all this evidence of these spirits not being friendly. So where the fuck did it come from that spirits are friendly? That they just be fucking with you like a friend and shit. Where did that shit come from? Because from what I read and from what I experienced, that is not the case. So if I'm reading a story about the Prophet Muhammad had to be forced, because he was forced. He was squeezed. Like, he's doing it by force. That's why he's called the slave. He's the slave of Allah. That's what a Muslim is. It's not by choice. So if the man who revealed the Quran, that wasn't his fucking choice, he probably would have decided to not do it if he had a choice. Even though it's the prophet, if you ask him, do you really want this responsibility? He probably would have said no. Probably would have said no. Why would anybody say yes to some shit like that? When we know everything the prophets go through, none of that shit is easy. They're doing impossible tasks. Who's gonna just like, okay, yeah, that's for me? No, it ain't. Unless somebody brings you to death and you feel like you already died to the point where there ain't shit for you to go back to type shit. That's what happened when you get squeezed by a fucking angel. Right? That's what happened. Like, yo, that's why I say I don't watch other people's content. So that's what I mean by, because I already be knowing to be bullshit. Because again, that's what pays the bills now. People pay the bills off of bullshit, not real shit. As you see, all I do is speak real shit. Is this paying the bills? Nope. It is what it is, though, right? Like, oh, if you're going to speak real, then YouTube is not going to pay your bills. All right, well, fuck it then. YouTube ain't paying the bills. And is that an excuse for me to be different? Am I supposed to switch up? Or do I just find another route? I'm like, all right, well, YouTube ain't paying the bills. Fuck it. Let me get money from another source, which is exactly what I did, right? But I'm still doing what I'm doing now, right? I'm like, if I want to remain authentic, I have to get the money from a different source, right? What kind of OB? What kind of? I guess you're talking. What kind of job do you work? I guess that's what you're saying. What kind of job? I work in a warehouse, and I mastered the warehouse, right? So I'm in a warehouse setting, meaning forklifts is going around this bitch. People driving these forklifts. People on computers solving shit, right? People are opening and closing doors to trailers. People are inside the trucks throwing boxes. So I did everything, right? So I used to be the person in the truck, 100 degrees, inside of these trailers, throwing boxes all day. I came from that, right? Or I'd be the person on the forklift, unloading trucks all day. Or I was a person on the computer, doing all the damages, right? So any box that's damaged, any carton that's damaged, it got to be processed differently. So these are the problem solvers, right? You got to do technical shit. I did that too, right? I did everything I possibly could do. And then I got a position of leadership. And nobody else did what I did. So I'm just emphasizing that. So when you ask me what type of job I have and what I do, I did what nobody else did. So when I explained to you, like before I became a leader, before I got a position of power, I had to do everything, which nobody else had did. And it's thousands of people, not thousands. It's like 1,000 people in this warehouse, right? It's 1,000. So out of 1,000 people, I'm the only one that was fully trained in every goddamn thing. Because I already knew I have to outwork, I have to outshine everybody. And there's real men amongst this bitch, right? It's motherfuckers on swole, meaning muscled up, strong as fuck around this bitch, right? bodybuilders around this bitch. So I'm amongst real men with real power, right? I'm not just amongst, a bunch of skinny motherfuckers. Some of these motherfuckers is power lifting shit, lifting heavy ass weights. So I'm like, yo, do I just go in the truck with them and I can't keep up? Or do I have to work harder than them? That's my mentality. I'm like, yo, I may be at a disadvantage, but I'm about to use a disadvantage as an advantage, which is what I always say, right? I'm using my disadvantages to my advantage. That's how I got in the position of leadership, right? So when I asked, it's time for me to be a leader, they were like, yo, all right, well, you did everything else. That's the only thing left for you to do. That's what happened when I asked for leadership. Now it's time for me to lead. They're like, oh, you're right. Because what else you already understand everything that's going on around this bitch. You're ready for it. So, but I had to demonstrate. I had to be sore. When I was in those trucks, I was sore every day. Muscles hurting every day. So like when I look at the journey of how I got to where I am now, I'm like, it's just nothing but pain and struggle, long hours. But I'm like, this will allow me to not have to ask y'all for shit. So what the fuck am I gonna do? That's just me, right? Do I really want to ask y'all for anything? No, I don't. Right? I don't want to have to come on here asking for cash apps and asking like, can y'all support me? Fuck if you support me or not. That should be my mentality, right? I'm like, yo, the bills are going to be paid any goddamn way. It doesn't matter. That should be my mentality. That's your mentality, right? You're not worried about who's going to support you. You're going to make sure your goddamn bills is paid regardless. Fuck how a person feel, right? Fuck if they happy, sad. Your bills are going to be paid regardless, right? There's no excuses, right? So if I'm not bringing that same energy, I'm like, I don't expect people to even take heed to what I'm saying, because that's exactly what they got to do. You on that same type of time, right? You ain't asking nobody to pay your bills. So why should I ask you? It's not your responsibility, it's my responsibility. So I'm like, let me take care of my responsibility so now I can come to y'all with a different energy. That's why I'm like, I have to show y'all more, right? So y'all didn't see me without a job, where all I'm doing is astrology readings, numerology readings. I'm doing all that to pay the bills, right? I done been there, done that. But even that was stressful, right? Because that's not easy to do. But I guess I just became a master of it because I just been doing it for so long, right? Because at that point, I had to do it because that's what was paying the bills. So I had to master my craft because I'm like, all right, well, the lights ain't gonna be on if you're not really about this shit. So what are you gonna do? You gonna let the lights get cut off, or are you gonna produce and show forth your mastery? So that's what I mean by That's what I mean by everything that I'm doing was not by choice. It ain't like, okay, well, I could be doing something else. Not really. It was just time for me to do more, cause now I can do more. That's what it was, but I was already thinking about this before. See, that's the thing. I had already thought about it, meaning I was already in the mentality. I don't want to ask them for nothing. I actually want to give to YouTube. I don't want to take nothing from YouTube. I want to give to YouTube, which is not how a YouTuber thinks at all. That's not how a YouTuber thinks. A YouTuber is trying to extract. They're trying to make content that's going to put money in their pocket. I don't have that mentality. I don't care if money gets put in my pocket or not, because it don't make a difference. I'm like, let me just be honest at this point. Let me just speak real. Not that I wasn't before. But now I feel like I'm doing it even more. Because I'm not really thinking about the consequence at this point. That's why I'm like, I'm wilder than I've ever been. Like now, the consequence don't even matter. It mattered before because YouTube was paying the goddamn bills. So of course I'm trying to keep my channel. Of course, I want to go crazy, but not too crazy to the point where now I got to deal with the bullshit. Now I'm like, you see, I'm all with the smoke now. You see, anybody who brings smoke, you see, I'm putting fire on your ass now. Before I'm like, okay, let me not just grill a person because I ain't trying to get a goddamn strike. I can care less about a goddamn strike at this point, right? It don't mean shit to me. If the channel gets taken, oh fucking well, I'll just make another one, which probably would be more successful than this one because YouTube already got this channel blackballed, so this channel ain't gonna go nowhere any goddamn way because of the type of shit that I put on here, right? Which is not YouTuberish, right? A YouTuber don't create the content I create because it's not gonna put money in your pocket. It's not gonna get you subscribers. It's not gonna do anything except help you to build, you could say, the fan base or the members, the subscribers. You know, people be having different terms. I just say 93, right? I'm not going to call you a fucking subscriber. I'm going to call you 93. If you are really about the shit. If you were just a listener or a watcher, then no problem, right? There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm just explaining my mentality, and I know that this is not how the average YouTuber thinks or the average human being thinks. We can go beyond YouTube. The average human being don't think like this. They don't do this, right? Because they're trying to feed their goddamn family, right? That's all they care about. That's all they thinking about. That's why motherfuckers go to work already tired. Because they don't want to be there. They're only there because they're like, damn, I got these bills to pay. That's not my mentality when I clock in. When I clock in, I'm thinking about getting fucking sturdy. I'm like, okay, let me practice this move. Let me practice this move. I'm not thinking about nothing work related, even though I'm clearly doing my job. Otherwise, I would be fired. So I'm doing my job, but I know how to do my job while getting sturdy. I know how to do my job while being who I am, which is just pimpish at this point, right? I'm like, it helps. Because if I was anything else, it would be a problem. Meaning, I see every day, it be dudes be trying to get at the women every day, all day. But as a leader, you know what I gotta do? I gotta keep it player. I can't be talking to the women like that. Like, motherfuckers just looking at what I'm doing. You don't think motherfuckers gonna see like, oh yeah, he trying to get at so-and-so. Motherfuckers just looking. So I'm like, nah. I gotta keep my hands to myself. Let everybody else be touchy-feely. And I see it all day, every day. I'm like, yo, I gotta keep my hands to myself. I ain't trying to get no numbers. I don't know these motherfuckers. I don't hang out with these people outside of work. Right? I'm not there trying to make friends. I'm the fucking leader. That's the whole point, right? I'm not like the leader, but I'm in a position of leadership to the point where I can't really deal with people on a friendship level. I'm like, yo, I gotta give you orders. I gotta tell you what to do type shit. Like, it's not really, it's nothing friendly. Like, we're not here because we're friends. We're here because we're co-workers. We have one common denominator. And then every day we have a fucking goal, right? So it ain't like motherfuckers is doing what they want. Every day we have a goal to meet. We gotta go through a certain amount of freight every goddamn day. 60,000, 70,000. This is what we're doing. Every day we move 60,000 plus. So every day I'm seeing 60,000 boxes navigate. Every day. So that's about every 5 weeks I done seen 1 million boxes. Every month in a week, every 5 weeks, I done seen 1 million boxes. Because every week is like 200,000. So every week I'm seeing hundreds of thousands of boxes, and then every month I'm seeing, I done seen 1 million. So I done been there, I don't know, it's been like 9-10 months. I done seen 10 million boxes at this point. 10 million. With my own eyes. Not somebody else. I'm looking at like, damn, I done seen 10 million boxes go up these fucking conveyor belts. And I'm looking at this shit like a big ass snake. This anaconda type shit. I'm like, oh, this is serpent magic. I'm figuring magical shit out. I'm like, oh, that's why they do this. Oh, they're harvesting our energy. I'm figuring real shit out. I'm like, oh, this is what's going on. Because I'm not thinking about the fucking work. I'm doing the work, but I'm not thinking about it. My brain is asleep. The only thing that's active is the heart. So that's why I'm doing my job, still getting sturdy, still doing whatever the fuck I'm doing. What I'm like, oh, I see why I'm the leader, though. That's what you're supposed to be doing, though. You're supposed to be on top of everything. I have to be on top of everything. Even today. Motherfuckers like, oh my goodness. Motherfuckers love to leave early, like I was saying before. So that means I gotta do 3, 4, 5 different things at once. So you may have a person positioned here, a person positioned over there. What if they go home early? Every Saturday they do. So what now you gotta do what you're doing and do what they were doing too. That's what I do. As a leader, I have to do it. All right? If there is no, okay, we're overwhelmed, we can't handle it. Well, maybe you shouldn't be the leader then. That's the only thing they going to do. Well, maybe you shouldn't be the leader. Let me say I can't handle something, or let me say no. When I'm asked to do something, hey, can you do this? Oh, I ain't never did that before. What the fuck I'm supposed to say no? Like, you're the leader. You better figure it out. That's what I have to do every day. Every day I'm in a position where like, I gotta figure this shit out. Somebody is bringing something to me. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta figure this shit out. Oh shit, I gotta figure this out. Oh shit, I gotta figure this out. Oh shit, I gotta figure this out. I may not always just have a premeditated answer. That's some shit that just happened. Like, what do you do? And then they're looking for you for an answer. You better have a fucking answer. If you want to be respected as a leader, you better have a fucking answer. You better have an answer. It's, I don't know what to do. Then they'll look like, well, why the fuck are you the leader then? If you don't know what the fuck to do. Then you lose your respect. Now it's hard to be the leader. See, that's what ended up happening. Meaning, a lot of people let that leadership get to their heads. Now they feel like they can boss people around and give people orders and shit. They don't know how to just to keep it player. Because that's how you keep your respect. Because you, at the end of the day, you understand you're dealing with grown-ass men and women. These are not children. These are men and women who probably got kids of their own. Who the fuck am I to tell a grown-ass man what the fuck to do? You mean you going home to fucking kids? So that's why I'm like, yeah, I have to be respectful. I have to say the thank you. I have to say the please. Because I know I'm dealing with people, I'm asking them a favor. I'm not like, yes, I can be dominant and just tell you what to do because I can. But is that the right approach? Nah. The right approach would be to keep it player. I mean, to keep your motherfucking hands to yourself. Right? I don't want nobody to feel uncomfortable because I'm fucking being touchy-feely and shit like that. No, I ain't doing nothing with none of these women. At all, right? And you see, I done been here almost a year. I haven't laid down with a single woman in my job at all, right? Nothing, right? No sexual content. And there's some badass women in there too, but I'm like, why would I waste my time? And I know who I am. Basically what I'm saying is a square. Why would I waste my time with a woman that's a square? If y'all don't understand that lingo, it's just a woman who's walking a straight and narrow path. That type of woman, I can't do anything for her. The square woman living a square life, I can't do anything for you, right? However, if I'm dealing with the scarlet woman, we can have a whole different energy. But again, is it an abundance of scarlet women out here? No. It's an abundance of squares, not so much scarlets, right? And how do you really know who the scarlet is? Because it's the woman who's the most hated, the woman that's always being talked about. I'm like, that's how I know who the scarlet is, because I'm like, damn, why do I keep hearing this woman's name on all these other women's mouth? I'm like, okay, I see. I'm like, no, that's the scarlet, and the women know that that's the scarlet, and they gonna tell you that that's the scarlet in a different set of words, right? Shout out to the scarlet woman, that's what I'm saying, right? If you know, you know. If you know, you know. But that's what I mean by, instead of me saying some shit like that, that's just the pimping. No, I can that's the Lima, right? So we ain't even got to talk street terms. This is in the book of the law, right? We got the literature to back this shit up. That's what the fuck we talking about here. So why would I deal with any woman other than the scarlet woman if I'm 93? That's all I'm saying. Like, well, if I'm 93, if I'm not living this shit out, I have consequences that I have to deal with. It's just that simple. That's why I don't deal with it. It's consequences. What's your opinion of the scarlet woman? The scarlet woman is the best woman on the planet. It just is what it is, right? She's the complete opposite of the modern women out here, right? Meaning all these women that niggas is making content about, the red pill community and the manosphere and shit like that. All these women, that's the topic of discussion. It's on TikTok and all type of shit, right? It's all this content about, these modern women, and they're just not it, right? If you watch the Andrew Tate, the Kevin Samuels, that's all like, these modern women is not it. That's basically the synopsis of what the whole thing is, right? I understand that because I'm like, oh well, the book of the law did say that the modern woman is not where it's at, and that was 100 years ago. So when we look 100 years later and we see like, okay, that's what's going on. Like, yo, that was predicted 100 years ago, right? So that's why I take heed to this because I'm like, yo, that was an accurate prediction. It was a lot of accurate predictions. So that's why I take heed. So that's what I mean by it comes with a lot of sacrifice. Like if you just take this shit on face value, you would think, oh well, do what thou wilt means you can just do whatever the fuck you want. But you clearly see I'm not out here doing whatever the fuck I want. I'm not out here exercising free will. I'm exercising true will. That's why I'm here before you making fucking content instead of out here in these streets navigating, trying to find something nice or some shit. No, my ass is in the house, spitting the game as I always do, right? Because I'm like, this is my true. Do I really want to give up my true will for the free will? I can do that, but I'm like, do I really want to deal with those consequences? No. Have you partaken in a raising of the bride by chance? Absolutely. That's why I talk about the shit, right? I'm not gonna talk about no shit that I'm not participating in. I'm not gonna talk about nothing that I'm not actually living out. Uh, that's why you see, you ain't really seen too many women on the channel, right? Because I'm very particular in who I allow in my space. Like, yo, if you're not the Scarlet Woman, you can't even be around me type shit. That's how seriously I take this. Am I expecting somebody else to take it that seriously? Nope. Because I'm like, are they really that strong? I don't know. These women out here bad. I don't know if they that strong to refuse. A modern woman, I mean, that's you gotta have some power behind you. Like you just, you're like, no, I don't want none of that shit. You gotta have some power behind you. You gotta have some type of reason as to. And again, that's what the Scarlet Woman. The Scarlet Woman is a reason why you don't. Because I'm like, yo, you already know what's out here waiting for you. And I'm saying it both ways. I'm not here to bash on the modern women. It's also modern dudes too. They're no better. They're no better. So there's the modern society. Just they have been misinformed, and the internet is just spewing so much misinformation. Motherfuckers are just now that we just at each other's heads. And honestly, you see, to avoid the bullshit, just don't fuck with modern women or men. It's very simple. If you want to avoid the bullshit that everybody else is facing, just don't deal with it. Why do I have a peaceful life? Because I'm not dealing with modern women. It's just that simple, right? I only deal with the Scarlet Woman. And I've been doing this for a very long time, and I've been at peace, right? I'm not having women problems like most dudes. I'm like, yo, I'm not wasting my goddamn time on the square. And I'm not. It don't make sense to me. I got all this occult information. I'm supposed to, well, let me deal with this square woman who don't care about any of that shit. I'm like, okay, how is that going to be helpful? Let me deal with a woman who only gives a fuck about my bread. What is that going to do for me? All right? Because she completely ignores the mind because she's not intellectual. So how do what? I can't use intellect to a person that's not intellectual. But then it's more than intellect. It's also intelligence. I would say intelligence would be a better term. Intelligence, not really intellect. Because then that denotes like educational intelligence. Now that's going into the spirit plane, intelligence. If you don't have spiritual intelligence, then yeah, you're not going to even resonate with me at all. And that's why I feel like modern women don't even look in my direction. That's what I've been noticing. I'm like, modern women don't even give a fuck about me. And I'm like, yo, this is the best ever. Look at all these problems I'm avoiding by not dealing with them. Not that they're the problem. I'm not saying that they are the problem. I would be the problem if I was dealing with it. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It ain't that, oh, they're wrong. No, they're only wrong when you allow it. And it goes both ways. It's only when the woman allows it that's what makes it wrong. It would be wrong when I allow it. So it ain't nothing wrong with a woman. If you want to be modern, then be modern. It would be wrong for me to fuck with you when I know I'm not that. So now I'm putting on a disguise. I'm putting on a front just for some ass. And it's like, I'd rather keep my money in my pocket and keep my dick to myself. It's not worth it. Especially I'm like, yo, like, motherfuckers be moving around so ridiculous. It's like I don't even trust motherfuckers. Honestly, I don't trust an 85. For those who understand that lingo, I don't trust an 85. I'm like, yo, you can't put nothing past these motherfuckers. That's why I'm like, yo, I don't even find it interesting to go inside these people. Like, yo, I don't even know what you put in your body. Why would I find that interesting? For example, like if a woman eats pork or pig, I'm like, yo, I don't want. I'm like that. I can't do it. Maybe it's the Islamic energy in me. I'm like, yo, it's like, yo, that just destroys. That just destroys. I'm like, yo, you. It's not even that I'm going around asking though. But if I'm like, yo, this motherfucker eat pig, nah, I can't do it. Not when I stopped eating that shit when I was a teenager, and I'm going into my 40s, and I haven't ate that shit like consistently since then. Like I was a teenager, like eating that shit every day because I didn't know no better. That's just what the fuck was what we was being fed that shit. But I also know that motherfuckers is just gonna do what they was gonna do. Cause when I became Muslim, did my family become Muslim? Nope. Did my family continue to eat the pig? Yep. Even to this day, they still eat that shit? Yep. To this day, do I eat it? Nope. So it seems to me that I stayed the same and they stayed the same. So this is what I mean by a person, you have to allow a person to make their own decision. So just like I made my own decision to stop putting poison in my body, a person has to make that decision on their own. Right? And that's what I mean by so I don't trust these women or dudes out here for that. I'm like, yo, I don't if you eat crazy, I'm like, yo, I'm looking at you crazy. I'm like, yo, you eat any bottom feeder type shit? And I'm trying not to be personal here, but I this is just the type of shit that I like, yo, it's over with. Meaning motherfucking you eat shrimp, crab, lobster. You eat any of this shit, I'm like, yo, I can't do it. I can't even look at a person eat some. I can't look at a person eat a lobster or eat a crab. I can't even look at them eat like yo. It's over with. Shrimp, like yo. I be looking at this. I'm like yo, what the fuck? Like that's. It's I never I can't. But again, I was born this way. Meaning, I didn't just wake up one day and not eat this shit. My body was never able to handle this shit. I tried to eat shrimp. It made me sick. Crab, lobster. I'm like, this shit just makes me feel stupid. I don't like that. Like, I can't eat it. Even cheese. I can't eat cheese. I can't even eat cheese. You put a slice of cheese in my face, I'm gonna start. I'm like, yo, like, I don't. But I've been this way since a child. This ain't because of Thelema. This ain't because of 93. This ain't even because of spirituality. I was born, just like I don't drink milk. So I was a kid eating dry cereal. Everybody else pouring their milk. I'm like, yo, this shit was weird. I'm like, yo, I tried it. I'm like, the texture. I'm like, yo, this is unnatural. I'm like, yo, I can't do it. I'm just eating my fucking cereal dry. I'm like, I tried to taste that. I'm like, yo, it's over with. I'm like, yo, that's. But again, this is me as a child. This is not me now. I'm like, yo, so I just came into this world where the bullshit I was already not drawn to it. So when I made a decision to become vegan, I was like 18. Do you think my family accepted that shit or did they try to convince me back? They didn't accept it. They tried like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with you? That's the energy I got. What the fuck is wrong with you? What you mean you're not gonna eat meat? They looking at me like, yo, like what the fuck? So this is how I know I'm like, yo, the type of path, the type of time that I was on, it was just me. It was just me. Yeah, certain foods make you puke. Not to everybody though. That's what I mean. Some people can eat shrimp, lobster, crab, pig, and be just fine. I try to eat that shit. I feel when I eat pig, I feel, I'm like, yo, what the fuck? I can feel the fucking worms in me. I'm like, yo, I feel it. I'm like, yo, nope, nope. I feel the poison in me. I'm like, yo, what the, no. It feels so disgusting inside of me. I'm like, yo, it's over with. I see why you are not supposed to be eating this shit. When I eat, I just feel so disgusted with my, I'm like, yo, what the fuck? What the fuck? So I can't eat it now. Like, even if I try to eat it, I'm not saying that it would make me throw up. Like, if somebody put some bacon in front of me and like, oh, you gonna throw up? Like, no. But when I eat that shit and I feel that sticky shit all in my veins, I'm like, you know what? It's not worth it. That fucking, let me just get the turkey bacon. It's not worth it. So this is what I mean by, I really been this way the whole fucking time. Right? I've been this way the whole time. That's how I know you my brother. It's because clearly I had some past lives, and I guess I dealt with that shit in a past life, right? Because food has never really been a thing. That's why it's easy for me to fast. I guess it was easy for me to become a Muslim because Muslims fast, Muslims pray, they do all this tedious shit. But you see, like when you really look at my life, I'm like, I am just that same tediousness. I just don't apply it to prayer. I apply it to the occult. So the same way a Muslim is praying 5 times a day, I'm just in the occult 5+ times a day because I'm always analyzing, right? But I'm just naturally this way though, right? So we got the soul fam in here. That's what we, you know, that's why I'm here. You know, for the soul urge. We also have a soul urge number, right? For the numerologist, you have a soul urge number. That's what we're here for. But that's just, I'm just giving y'all examples of, so even though I say like, okay, I can stay away from women, I can keep it player, but I'm like, I done did a lot before I even got to this point though. Like I had to discipline putting food in my body. The longest I done went without solid foods is 2 weeks. I went 14 days, no solid food, right? So this is what I mean, but I know the type of shit that I be doing other people are just not doing. That's not normal, that's not average. I don't know anybody in my whole entire life who has done anything. Even other Muslims, they're not fasting 14 days in a row. They may fast from sun up to sundown in Ramadan, but they're not going 14 days in a row. No, that's because even when they fast, they're doing it for Allah. They're not doing it for self. Ask a Muslim, why do you fast for Ramadan? For Allah? They're not going to ever say, I do it for me, because that would not be the truth. I do it for Allah. That's one of the 5 pillars of Islam. I'm supposed to fast. They're not going to go, oh, this is the healthy way to live. No, this is, they're not logical like that. They're like, this is just straight. If Allah told me to do it, I'm doing it. That's the type of time they're on, right? I guess the same with Christians. If Jesus said do it, they're just going to do it. They're not asking no questions. Even though I tell you, don't eat pork in the Bible too. So, I don't even really know how to address that shit because motherfuckers do that shit anyway, right? I guess that's the difference. Like, the law told you don't eat pork, but it's in the Old Testament too. I think it's Leviticus. It's in Leviticus what you should and shouldn't eat. But that's never mentioned. You're not going to go to church and they mention that shit. So it's in the holy books, but it's certain people take heed to it and certain people don't. So that's what, like, they pick and choose. So I'm like, how you can't do shit with a type of person like who pick and choose what they fuck with and what they don't fuck with. You see, I don't pick and choose. I just don't like milk. I don't like cheese. I'm lactose intolerant. This is not no fucking me making a decision. My body just not able to handle this shit. So I don't put it in my body. My body is not gonna, I'm just gonna be fucking myself over trying to do some shit like that. So this is what I mean, but I came into the world on this type of time. And you can't expect a person to get on your type of time when I'm like, yo, I've been this way my whole life. How can I expect somebody in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, whatever, now they about to switch up their whole life trying to do some shit that they find cool? I don't know. That's how motherfuckers revert right back to the church. They try some new shit and they realize that they wasn't cut out for it. So they find their ass right back in the mosque, right back in the temple, wherever the fuck they came from, right? But the shit don't be sincere like that. They still have a fear of God. They're still God fearing. Most people still fear God, even if they're not religious. They still are God fearing. Why? Because they fear death. As long as you fear death, you're going to fear God. When you don't fear death, there is no God where I am. In the book of the law, right? Chapter 3, there is no God where I am. Actually, it's chapter 2. It's not chapter 3. There is no God where I am. The average person will never say no shit like that. Ever. Those words will not come out their mouth. So that's what I mean by people are just scary. The only thing that make me different is I'm not. I had to go against God himself or herself to even be this. That's why you see me. You see I wear all black. This is my work uniform. I go to work looking like this every day. Black. From head to toe, I'm in black. No colors. No colors, right? You see black. Black. Black pants. ID. Right? So, this is me every day. The colors of Saturn. So I'm big Saturn around this bitch. I ain't wearing, this is work every day. I don't wear colors to work. I don't wear colors outside. It ain't even to work. I don't wear colors outside. If I go out, black. Head to toe. Even my shoes black. Black. Everything is black, right? So, am I expecting people to take this shit as seriously as me? Nope. I'm like, yo, I've been doing this shit way too long for somebody to just, you're not going to be no adult and then start taking shit seriously. Because I'm like, that didn't happen for me. I was already taking the occult seriously before I was an adult. Before I was 18, I was already into astrology. Yeah, it was about, I got serious with it when I was 18, though. See, 18 is when I started taking spirituality seriously. I've been into it since 16, but it was 18 when I started taking it seriously. Meaning now I'm meditating, now I'm doing visualization, now I'm seeing the results of my labor. I'm becoming more calm. So that even now, like when you see like my energy is calm, this ain't me naturally. I remember being a kid and I was ready to fuck some shit up. I didn't have peace of mind as a child. Like, yo, I was. So that's why I'm like, I know what I would have been into if I didn't calm myself down. I would have been worse than the people that you even know. I would be worse than them, right? Again, people look at like the King Vons and these people in the streets and doing mad shit. I would have been worse. Because I'm like, my energy was that way. I had to calm my energy down before I even left home. Before I even moved out of my mother. Because I moved out, I was like 18. I got sent off to LA when I was 18. So now, all I have is my spirituality now. Now I'm away from home. Now the only people don't really know me like that. But I didn't do that. I reverted. I went to LA and I tried to do the Muslim shit again, right? I'm like, damn, maybe I missed it the first time. Maybe I need to sincerely try to build a connection with Allah. This was my mentality, right? So comes to find out, again, once I pulled out that tarot deck, it was over with for that. I mean, I can't even try to be a Muslim now, because now I'm on the streets. Because I got put out the tarot deck. Again, these are stories that I've told already, right? But yeah, my first introduction into the streets is because I brought a tarot deck into a religious household. And they was like, oh, you with the devil then. You can't be here. This is, basically I chose my side. I'm just gonna let me just use modern terms. I chose my side, and because I chose my side, I couldn't be amongst them. It was just that simple. Like, all right, well, if you on that side, we can't fuck with you. Get the fuck out of here, right? It was literally that simple. It wasn't an argument. It wasn't a debate. It was like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? Like, no, it was like, oh, this is what you went to. Like, all right, you gotta bounce. That's exactly how I went. You have to leave. Don't pack your stuff. Leave your stuff. Leave. I had to leave immediately. Soon as that tail deck, within 5 minutes, I had to be out of the house. That's how serious. And I could have said, oh, I'm sorry, please forgive me. Or I'm like, do I gotta figure out how to be a man now? What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take it back? No, that's when I got hard, and that's not when I got hard. When I got serious. Well, I guess that's what I was trying to say. I'm like, yo, that probably would have came out wrong. So I tried to correct it, but I'm like, nah, it actually didn't. It don't sound wrong. I had to go harder than ever. But that's why I am the way I am now. I'm just giving y'all a background. I am the way I am now because this shit put me in the streets. And I had to make a decision like, oh, you with this shit now. It ain't no turning back. You can't go back home now. And you in a whole different city. You ain't even amongst your family. You on the other side of the goddamn country now. In California. By your damn self. What the fuck you gonna do? You thought you had motherfuckers with you, but they clearly don't fuck with the real you. The only person that fuck with the real you is you in the spirit. AKA the devil at this point, right? Because I'm in the league with the devil at this point. All right, fuck it then. So that was my mentality. Fuck it then. I guess I'm about to be in the streets, and this is where I would meet the devil then. Because I'm about to go. I'm not about to go. There's no going backwards. Because I know what's there. Nothing. So I'm like, all right, well, I got to learn myself in these streets while I'm figuring it out. Homeless, all type of shit. So I'm going through all type of shit. But you see, I figured this shit out, right? And here I am today still with this nonsense. Because I'm like, I just became harder than everybody amongst me. That's what it is. Because ain't nobody else had to go through that. I'm the only one that went through that. I don't know a single person who got put out because of a fucking tarot deck. Right? But I did. And it just made me harder. It made me stronger. That's when I was able to be amongst the streets. At that point. At that point, I was ready to be amongst the streets. What I mean by that is, before that, it's like I was getting bullied by the streets. And I'm not ashamed to even say that shit. I'm in California. I'm getting gang banged on. Where the fuck you from? Motherfuckers is aggressive. Even the police fucking pulling me over, putting me in handcuffs for no reason. I'm like, yo, these motherfuckers is aggressive out here. I ain't doing shit. What do I have to do? Adapt? I'm like, oh, I have to be even more aggressive then. To the point where a motherfucker don't want to say shit to me. That's how aggressive I got. Because if motherfucker feel like they can say anything to me, I'm not aggressive enough. So eventually motherfuckers stop asking me where you from. I haven't been asked where I'm from in years. But when I first got there, that's all I was being asked. Because I clearly just look different. That sounds like the clip off of trials. That's exactly what it was. Right? That's exactly what it was. So that's why you see, I'm always talking about shit that I went through. I don't even have to mention the clip off in the trials. I'm like, let me explain to you what the fuck happened to me, right? Versus just me trying to break down the science of the clip off. I'm like, that's cool. But it would be better if I told you what the experience was like. Yeah, I had to master the streets of LA. And I'm a foreigner. As a foreigner, not somebody who's from there, not somebody who was born there, as a foreigner. I had to master these LA streets as a foreigner. So that means no connections. I didn't, no homies, no clique. I had to figure this shit out on my own because nobody else was gonna fuck with me. I'm with the devil now. Like, who gonna fuck with me? Other than the streets. Because the only people that was fucking with me was people that were also in the streets. And that's when I began to respect the streets. Because before then, I didn't respect the streets. I didn't know anything about the streets. I'm just thinking there's a bunch of people, just doing a bunch of crazy shit. Just causing havoc, which was not the case. So, that's why I'm still here. Because if you begin to understand how I got here, you're like, yo, it ain't no going back. There is no, you did the wrong thing, you made the wrong decision. Like, no, we with this shit till death and beyond. It just is what it is. But I'm like, there is no way I went through all that for no damn reason just to go back to the goddamn mind shit. No. I'm on the street trial in a very similar way at the moment with the devil. Any wisdom you can give, just be true. Don't half-ass. Be true. And know that there's no going back. Just know that there is no going back. There's no going back. So, whatever it is that you came from, there is no going back. And you essentially have to kill yourself and be reborn. You cannot be the same person or who you think you are. Like when I don't even identify with my government name, right? That's why I call myself Asha, right? That's just to separate myself from my upbringing, right? I don't even think about my goddamn childhood. I don't even really think about the past like that. Because it's like I don't even feel connected to the shit. It doesn't even cross my mind. Which is crazy because I know a lot of people that they're just fixed on the past. They can't even get over certain shit. And I'm like, I didn't forgot more shit than I remember. Because I don't even care about the shit no more. It doesn't even seem, it seems more like a past life than something I actually went through. Because I didn't put so much energy into Asha. It's like the government name don't even exist. Nobody calls me by that. So like it don't hold no weight in reality other than me pulling out my ID to get some goddamn alcohol. Alright? Alright? It's the only time I'm flashing my goddamn ID to get some damn, I was about to say liquor, but no, this is wine. Alright? So yeah, just know that the streets is your friend. The streets is not your enemy. But you have to be street, though. You have to become the streets. It gotta be in you, though. Meaning you have to have a determined idea to survive by any means necessary. That's what I had to do. Again, I remember those days, no money in my pocket. Didn't know where I was gonna lay my head. I remember cold. I remember being out there in the winter solstice. Now it's like, it's freezing now. Now it's like freezing temperature, like 32 degrees or below. Now it's freezing. Now I'm outside and it's fucking freezing. Right, I'm like, damn. So I'm making the transition between fall and winter. I'm like, okay, the fall was cool. It was getting kind of winter. But then when that winter came in, I'm like, oh, this is a different monster. I'm like, yo, I got to be monstrous now. That when that winter kick in, I have to be monstrous. I'm like, yo, nope. Because how am I going to fucking survive? I'm going to fucking freeze to death? What kind of way is that to go out? So that's what I mean by like my will got me through it. Because I'm like, yo, I can't go out like this. That's what it is. I don't know how the fuck I'm going to get out of it, but I can't go out like this. So what I do, I just kept making content. It's there. It's there. Right? Go back in the past and watch me survive the streets. So if you want the real shit, that's why I documented it, right? So you can see me and my energy and how my energy was while I was going through that, right? Because that's why it's documented, right? So you ain't even got to really pay attention to the words. You can go back and watch yourself. And it's not easy. But it may be easier for you, though, because I didn't have an ID. I didn't even have an ID, so a lot of the bullshit I went through, I really didn't have to go through. Like, I also didn't know about, like, the Amazon lockers. There's a lot of shit I didn't know. So let me tell you that. Let me tell you the shit I didn't know. Because that would have made things a lot easier because I only had access to, like, the local shit. Like, for example, like, I couldn't even buy a damn blanket. Because I'm like, yo, CVS doesn't sell blankets. What is the other one? Walgreens doesn't sell. If I want a blanket, I gotta go all the way to goddamn Walmart. somewhere, or I got to go all the way to Target. And when you don't have a Walmart or a Target nowhere in the area, it's like, fuck. I just got to deal with what I got to deal with. Did I have to go through that? No, because I'm like, well, I didn't know nothing about the Amazon lockers. Like, I could have just ordered a goddamn blanket and just got it from the goddamn locker or whatever I needed, right? So I didn't know about that though. I didn't know you can get, I thought you needed an address. I didn't know like, oh, you can just get your shit delivered to a locker, just put a password in and you got like, if had I known that, shit would have been smooth as fuck. Cause I'm like, yo, I got access to anything. So if it's cold, I need a new wardrobe, get straight to the Amazon locker. No problem, right? But again, I didn't know that. So that makes things, so basically use your Amazon locker. So whatever you need can come straight through Amazon, and you're not limited on whatever the local shit, what's ever going on with the local, which ain't about shit really. So, and I feel like you straight at that point. It's like you got access to everything, so you're not limited to just what is right in front of you. And I said, enjoy yourself. Don't look at it as a hardship. Enjoy yourself. Learn yourself. And be at peace. Because that's what I had to do. Like, I couldn't wake up with a negative attitude. Because that would have just put me deeper in the hole. Would allow me to supersede it. I had to supersede my circumstances. How do you supersede your circumstances? Mentally and spiritually, meaning you have to work with the spirit. So if you in tune with the devil, then you better be in the clip off. Then you better be accessing the clip off and dealing with those energies, aka the tunnels of Set. So that's who you should be fucking with, Set, because it's called the tunnels of Set, right? So you're going through the various aspects of Set, which is the oldest deity. You say the oldest Kemetic deity. That's Set, all right? So you are to become Set. How do I know this? Set came to me. And the way it happened was just, I'm like, yo, the spirit did this shit. Cause it wasn't like no shit that I could have put. You like, yo, some puppet master shit just happened. Meaning like I saw Set on the TV screen. It was like the hieroglyph of Set. Then I'm looking down at a number. Like, imagine somebody write their name and their number down, but it's like, it's upside down, and their name looks like Set, like S-E-T. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? I'm looking at it on screen. They're like zooming into Set, because it was a documentary, I guess, about astrology or something, and they just so happen to be zooming in on Set. I look at the time. Not only is it the day of Saturn, which is Saturday, it's also the hour of Saturn. So it's the hour and day of Saturn. Set is on the screen, and this number that's wrote down right here flipped upside down, because it was just naturally upside down. It looks like Set. So all this is happening all at the same time. And I'm like, yo, what? This is overwhelming. What the fuck is going on right now? So this is what I mean by them niggas will run up on you in strange ways, because that was some strange shit. I'm like, yo, that wasn't no shit I could have planned. But Set ran up on me though. This happened in Arizona, when I was in Arizona. So I met Anubis. I met Anubis in Las Vegas. I met Asar in California or LA. And then I met Set in Arizona. All right? So it was like different cities, I be meeting different spirits. That's how it be. Then when you go to New York, you start meeting aliens and shit. You realize you on a goddamn spaceship. At that New York, this one I'm like, don't get me started with New York, but hopefully that gives you just be serious. If you're really about the devil, then you better be willing to put in devilish activity, devilish works. If that's the type of time you on, right? And devilish work don't necessarily mean be violent or to fuck people over, it ain't like to be a scammer or a schemer. Everybody already doing that in the streets. That's why the streets is fucked up, because it's a bunch of people that are trying to get over. The thing with the devil ain't trying to get over on you. Devil's trying to be real with you. Like, what what purpose would there be to get over on you? But again, people just assume you got these negative, malefic spirits out here just trying to, you can say, hypnotize you into some bullshit. But it'd be your own. It's your own ego that traps you, and that's why, man, like, I had to kill myself. I had to take a hard look at myself. Like, what am I doing to put myself in predicaments that are just like, I'm going through shit that I really don't even need to be going through. I had to look within because I can't look around and point at nobody. Ain't nobody around. Ain't nobody to point at other than me. So I'm like, I got to figure this shit out on my own. And that's when I became a dreamer. And that's why I was talking about I had the most intense dreams when I was sleeping under the stars. Outside, cold as fuck, under the stars. I had the most intense dreams. And then they gave me a lot of insight to the point where that I began to look forward to my dreams. That's the only thing I had to look forward to was my dreams. That's just how serious it was at certain points. But that's why I really, I'm not really super materialistic at this point because of shit like that. That's why now, you see, I'm just fucking letting the goddamn money stack. Right? I don't even be spending money like that. I'm only spending money with, like, transportation and food. Right? That's it, though. So, most of the bread, I just stack it. I ain't even doing nothing with it, because I feel like I hadn't already splurged. I didn't splurge already, right? Again, it's been like fucking 9 months. I done been working for 9 months, so during that time, I done got everything that I fucking wanted to get. That I'm like, oh, I want this. All the shit that I wanted that I couldn't get, nah, I done got everything. So I'm like, what's next? That's why I don't even be thinking about the money. I'm like, there's no attachment. But I'm like, that's just what happened though, Like when you come into some bread and you start getting the shit that you want, you just stop caring. It's because you're like, damn, it was more of a desire than anything else. All right. I recommend day trading. Yeah, if you understand that game, that's really the best thing you can do. So if you are a person that understands those charts and you understand day trading, you understand cryptocurrency, then you actually would be even more than straight, because then you actually got a source to make money, right? If you understand that world. So if you're already into that shit, then I would say, yeah, use this time to master your craft. So if you're already a day trader, use this time, because now you don't have to worry about bills like that. So all you have is time. Because that's how I know, like, before I was working, all I had was time. Now I'm like, I don't have no time. And the time I do have, now I got to be strategic with it. And again, that's why I'm creating content. So I'm like, any free time, it ain't even free time no more. It's just true will. If I'm not on the job, I'm activating the true will. And I'm still be activating it at the job too. The job ain't stopping shit. But does everybody have that mentality approaching the job? No. Motherfuckers be taking this shit way too serious, right? I don't. But again, that's what the occult do, right? And as you see this. You see fruit, right? So you see the only wine that I'm drinking is natural shit, right? Natural. I'm like, this is good enough for me. Cause like when I be drinking a hard liquor, again, that shit be having me throwing up. I be feeling good though. I ain't gonna lie. You know that. I guess that when you're drunk, I'm like, yo, I was floating around this bitch. I was on the strip doing all type of madness late, but I'm like, if I gotta go to work in the morning, this is why I drink. Like, yo, I can drink this. I'm not saying I'm about to drink all of this, but I can drink this, smoke my little weed, and I can still function at work. Hard liquor, no. I'm bent. I'm fucked up. I probably will fall off some shit. I would kill myself doing some shit like that. I'm like, yo, I would not show up. But with this, I'm like, I can do it. I can show up buzzed, but I'm gonna still survive. I'm not gonna trip over no shit. So that's really why I'm doing this, because I can do this and still function The hard liquor is a lot harder to function. Now, yeah, if I'm just in the house, no problem. But honestly, I haven't even drunk or drank hard liquor since my birthday, which was in November. I haven't bought any hard liquor since my birthday. And I got some tequila, some Don Julio. But what I'm noticing is, because I've been telling y'all, like, I'm not really a drinker like that until I discovered tequila. Tequila was like, oh, I can actually get drunk off alcohol. Before tequila, I was not getting drunk off of alcohol. But like, yeah, tequila had me stupid, childlike. But that's why I be careful about who I'm around. I can't be in that state around fucking strangers. I'm gonna be doing some strange shit. I'm like, yo, I don't need to be around strangers. Cause I'm not really used to the alcohol yet. I'm not a drinker, right? Even though I was like, yo, you be fucking having these bottles, like, not with the hard liquor though. I'm not a hard liquor, but I'm like, yo, I need to be though. I need to get the fucking Hennessy. That's what I need to try. Hennessy. Why I see Hennessy too damn much in hip hop, especially amongst the youth. They be having a goddamn Henny. I'm like, all right, you know what? I need to fucking try some Hennessy. I've been staying away from brown liquor though, cause I feel like, not that I feel like, I've heard that the brown liquor be having you other than yourself. That's why I be saying like, okay, tequila, and of course silver tequila, right? However, I'm like, maybe I do need to be other than myself. I'm like, all right, well, if I drink the silver tequila, that's like safe. I know it ain't gonna really be. And they say also when you drink tequila, you're probably not really gonna have hangovers. So I guess tequila don't really give you hangover, or silver tequila don't really give you hangovers, because the gold tequila, for example, has like all this extra shit in it. So people really get hangovers from all that extra shit in alcohol. It's not necessarily just the alcohol itself; it's the extra shit. However, I'm like, maybe I need to try Hennessy to be other than myself. Cause I'm like, all right, I just be playing it safe with the silver tequila. I'm like, okay, I'm not other than myself, but maybe the goddamn Hennessy will make me other than myself, and maybe that's a part of me I need to know a lot more. So that's why I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna grab me some goddamn Hennessy, right? And that's, at this point, that's really all out. Like, if I was to ever ash off of anything, that's what it would be. Meaning, I'm not gonna come on here asking y'all for money in cash apps. But if a motherfucker wanna get a bottle of goddamn Henny, I'm taking it. That's basically at this point. Or you wanna get the goddamn, you wanna get the weed. At this point, that's the only thing. That's the only thing. I mean, I can handle everything else. But if y'all wanna see me getting stupid off the Henny, I'm like, all right, I'll do it. And I'm like, then I got to deal with the cost though. So that's the thing. I'm like, oh fuck, I'm gonna have to do it. Am I gonna wake up? I almost threw up on myself when I was when did this shit happen? Last week. It was last week. I almost threw up on myself. Fucking I'm like, yo, hangovers. I'm like, god damn. Imagine waking up and you're like, fuck, I gotta throw up, and I try so hard not to. I hate throwing up. I'm sure everybody do. That shit is just weird as fuck. I tried everything not to throw up. I'm like, fuck, I just have to. That shit is just, it ain't going nowhere. Your mouth started watering. Like, you know, when your mouth started watering, that shit's just dripping. I'm like, nope. Anyway, but when I drink this, I don't get no fucking hangovers. I'm not throwing up in the morning. So that's why I just stick to the wine with the fruit on this. Like, this is fine, right? But eventually I will get the Henny. And if it makes me other than myself, I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to stick with it. Because again, that's a part of me that I probably need to get to know. I need to fuck with the brown liquor a lot more. I've been fucking with the silver liquor. I need to fuck with the brown liquor. And to see what it does to me. I need to see what the brown liquor does to me. What my shit is red wine. Yeah, I agree. This gets me just right without going overboard. That's why I fuck with it. And it tastes nice. So that's why I got the fruit. It actually tastes nice. See, other shit don't be tasting nice. So you see, I can just take my sips. There's liquor called gin. It is liquor called gin. I don't think I had any though. But that's the thing. Like, again, alcohol, I'm still new to alcohol because I wasn't a drinker, just like I wasn't a smoker. All right? I didn't start smoking and drinking until I was fully grown. Right? I was turning 21 when my first liquor and weed. I was turning 21, fully grown. Why? Because before that I was anti-drug. This is what I mean. I'm really a unique individual amongst y'all. That's what I'm saying. Why? Because like yo, I didn't give a fuck about none of this shit. That's what I'm telling y'all. Like the way I am now, I was completely different. Like I wish a motherfucker would try to give me some weed or some drink before 21. I'd be looking at you crazy. It wasn't until I'm like, oh, I see what this is. But I had to do it myself. Cause then I was looking at everybody else. I'm like, why do I want to smoke this shit? Y'all just get high and do nothing. Why do I want to participate in this, right? Because naturally, when I'm not smoking, I'm a workaholic. That's really why I smoke. I'm like, yo, I have too much energy. I had too much energy. But I guess it's a little different now that I have a job. But imagine not having a job and you just got all this goddamn energy. But that's why I was always creative, right? That's why I was always dropping content because I had all this energy, and I do naturally have energy, and the weed just brings that shit down. Cause I'm like, I'm not gonna say it's overwhelming, but it's definitely very Capricornish, right? My business mind sparks, all type of shit. So I'm gonna fuck with that brown liquor, and I will give you. I'll probably do it on camera too, and I'll see what happens. But again, I'm not looking forward to that fucking hangover. Like the brown liquor, that's what really gives you them hangovers. I'm like, yo, I don't like waking up having to throw the shit up. But also, I didn't eat. See, that's what's like. You have to eat when you drink. And you know, I'm a person. I be fasting naturally. Like right now, I ain't ate nothing. You see, I'm off the clock. I haven't eaten nothing. I've been here in your goddamn face. You ain't seen me warm up no goddamn food. Right? So it's like cause this is just who I am. Like I'm not. My first thought is not food. I fast all the god. Nah, I'm not. I don't say I fast all the time, but I do every year. If I'm not fasting for Ramadan, I'm fasting for myself. Just just to detox my body. But anyway, just to wrap up that whole thing of if you navigate in the streets, if you navigate in the tunnels of set, if you find yourself in those predicaments, then yeah, you must become set. You must become the tunnel. You must become the clip off. It ain't something that you just go through. You must become it. It's just that simple. After drinking liquor, drink hella water before going to bed. See again, I just don't know no better. I don't know no better. Right? I'm still new to this shit. But everybody else said like, yo, they been on this shit. So you see, you already got the formulas and shit. Like, okay, cause you didn't already been through this shit, right? So I'm still learning this shit. I'm like, damn, I didn't even know that you could get hungover because again, tequila normally doesn't give you a hangover. So I've been drinking this tequila thinking like, oh shit, I ain't got to deal with hangovers until I fucking had some rum. I had some goddamn rum, and I'm like, oh fuck, this is how this hangover shit. I'm like, oh my goodness. But again, I feel like I didn't eat because the alcohol the acid needs some food or some shit. But I didn't eat, so that was my fault. You just have to, that's why people eat when they drink, right? It's like it ain't because they want to. It's like you better drink or you better eat or that alcohol is gonna come up. So it's just trial and error. Have you met any deities in Atlanta? Let's see. Did I meet any deities in Atlanta? Hmm. See, Atlanta was like this for me. Like I had a grand experience, because I was able to, interact with a lot of black wealth, people living in goddamn castles and shit. And my eyes really that red? God damn. I haven't even smoked. What's going on? I know I'm just tired. I don't be sleeping like that. That's what it is. That's what I'm saying. Like when I really look at it, I'm like, damn, I really don't even be sleeping like that. Why do you don't be sleeping? Because I'm putting out content. That's why. So I don't even be sleeping like that. Because when I get off from work, I have to come home and make content. You see, I'm doing it right now, right? And I don't get to stop at this live stream. I still got to put out 5 videos after this live stream. All right? So that's why my fucking eyes are red. So I'm like, yo, I'm working harder than most people. Most people get off the clock, they're done. I got to get off the clock and get on another clock. So my days off, it's full of content. Especially at this point, I'm like, yo, I'm trying to upload 5 videos a day. How the fuck I'm supposed to do that if I'm not locked in? But y'all see, y'all gonna. That's why I told y'all before, y'all not even gonna be able to keep up. Imagine that. I'm gonna be dropping so much content you can't keep up. But that's just me. Sober. The sober me will overwhelm you. That's why I get into this intoxicated state. This is like you can handle the energy. The energy is more, but the sobriety, nah. I'll be putting out 10 videos a day. But again, that's just me in my natural state. I definitely resonate with you on the sativas. Yeah, definitely fuck with sativa. If you are an artist, that would be the best thing you do for yourself. How old are you now? I thought you were in your early 30s until you mentioned you're pushing 40. Well, yeah, that's the next landmark. It is 40. But again, that's just how the fuck I feel. I'm further away from 40 than closer to it, but to me, I don't care at this point, right? Age ain't really. I stopped caring about age in my 30s at this late. When I was 20, I cared. I don't care no more. Once I hit 30, I don't care. I'm like, this shit don't mean nothing no more. It don't mean nothing to me no more. Other than you're dealing with a different numerical sequence. So that's what I think about. Like I'm dealing with a different numerical sequence, but yeah, sooner than later I will be 40, and I'm like, so what though? You know what I mean? So what? It don't mean a damn thing to me. It means some shit to everybody else with their egomania. I don't give a fuck about it though. I'm like, so yeah, when I'm 40, I'm just gonna be wiser. I'm gonna be darker. I'm probably gonna. I don't want to say that, but I'll be feeling like motherfuckers is not even gonna be able to tolerate me at 40, cause that's Rahu. That's the Rahu years. 40 is a Rahu years, meaning you think I don't give a fuck now? At 40, I'm really not gonna give a fuck. That's when you really stop caring for real, for real. So this is like the prequel to me really not giving a fuck. And I'm gonna be younger at 40 than I was at 20. That's the difference. That's the difference. That's why the age don't mean shit to me, because I feel the same. I feel the same. But again, it's my lifestyle keeps me that way. You see, I don't eat bullshit. I don't drink bullshit. I'm not around bullshit people. I don't deal with the shit that ages you. Right? So the shit that be putting ages on motherfucker, I don't do it. I control my diet. I control my atmosphere. So I shouldn't look 40, even if I am 40, right? Because I have to control the energy. As long as you control the energy, you shouldn't look your age, right? But you know, I don't care nothing about that shit. It don't mean nothing to me. Because again, it's like you just deal with different things at different time points. Like in my 20s, I was able to be fully creative, right? Full creative. In my 30s, now I'm only part-time creative. But I'm able to be part-time creative because I was full creative for a long ass time. So it's locked in. That's why I can hit the record button and I can run my mouth still. And I'm punching the clock. But y'all see, I'm still talking like I was before I even had a job. Cause it's like muscle memory at this point. So this is how I reconnect with my roots and not get too lost in the corporate world. Cause it's easy to get lost in the corporate world, like it's easy to get lost in the streets. I guess it's easy to lose yourself when you're not in tune with your true will. So that's the only thing I advocate. Get in tune with your true will. Everything else makes sense after that. Do you have any master numbers in your numerology chart? I did a session with King Simon just when I thought I knew numerology. He took it on another level. From what I know, yeah, he is the numerologist. From what I know, I'm like, yeah, that's his specialty. So that makes sense to me because if you're dealing with a master numerologist, they should take you further than where you should be able to take yourself because that should be their mastery. So that makes sense to me. But to answer your question, do I have master numbers? It depends on if I'm breaking it down with Pythagorean numerology or Chaldean numerology. So it depends on the formula and the format that's being used. So it depends. So basically, the master numbers are there, but they appear in different locations. Meaning, it's master numbers all over. Meaning, what got me into numerology is because the master numbers kept popping up. What do I mean? Like master number 11. It kept popping. What do I mean? Like when I think about my height, I'm like, oh, it breaks down to 11. When I think about my nickname, it breaks down to 11. I was born in the 11th month. I'm like 11, 11, 11, 11. I'm like, I already had these fucking 11s. All I do is look around my life. I'm like, damn, 11 is all around this bitch. I should probably figure out what the fuck that means. So that's how it started with me. I'm like, I keep running into these same numbers. And then my birth name is master number 33. My middle name is master number 22. So like that, my name is 33, 22, 11. So let me make sure of that though. Wait a minute. No, it's actually 4. Yeah, okay. I mean, if you break down my first name, my government name, it breaks down to 33. Then my middle name breaks down to 22. So it's like, yeah, they're all over the place, but it's like because I'm into all this other stuff, it never really, I didn't take it that damn seriously because I'm like I'm into more than numerology. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I got the master number 33 over here, master number 22 over there, master number 11 over there, and master number 44 over there. But eventually I had to feel like, well, okay, what the fuck does that mean though? I need more than numerology to come to a conclusion, right? So that's why I can't really. I don't know how other people do it. This is the only way I know. I don't know how a person can just strictly deal with one thing and then they don't need nothing else. Meaning they can just strictly deal with numerology. They don't need to deal with nothing else. I just don't work like that. They can just deal with astrology and they don't have to deal with nothing else. I don't work like that. They can just deal with tarot and nothing else. I don't work like that because I learned everything like at the same time. So that's why for me, I'm always hopping around and bouncing around, and I don't really just take one thing overly seriously. It need to be connected with other things, right? I need to be able to connect the numerology with the astrology to make more sense of what I'm looking at in the numerology, if that makes sense. But again, is that what the average person do? No. So that's why I understand the way I work is not the way everybody else work. They're fine with just staying in their dimension. I was never comfortable in the one dimension. I'm like, I need to learn the whole science, the whole system. So that's what like one little thing don't really move me like that. I'm like, okay, master number, that's cool. Can I verify it in these other charts though? Because if it's giving me more details in the other charts, now I'm going to pay attention to it because I'm like, okay, this is cross-referencing from chart to chart. It's certain energies that you're going to find in your numerology, your astrology, your tarot. It's certain patterns that you're going to see everywhere. Like, oh shit. That's when I pay attention, when I begin to see the patterns, when I'm jumping from astrology, numerology, tarot, gematria, Kabbalah, I begin to see these patterns. I'm like, okay, now I should pay attention because I see a pattern. Versus I'm overly excited because of a master number. Nah. But again, that's just the way I work though. So I'm not telling somebody else that that's what they need to do. But that's just the way I work. So I don't know how a person stays in one dimension and they don't have to journey outside of that. That just seems unnatural to me. But it may be natural to everybody else. So that's why I'm like, okay, just because it's unnatural to me don't mean there's anything wrong with it. I just work different. I'm just really an occultist type shit. Everybody is not an occultist. I'm just really an occultist. Because my mind don't work no other way other than the occult. Alright. I just had my 25th birthday last month. I didn't celebrate or anything. Well, it's because you're fucking 25. 2 plus 5 gives you 7. 7 is a number of detachment. So you probably did give a fuck about your 25th birthday because it takes you to the 7. And the 7 is the holy number. So that's a number of the temple. That's a number where you don't really give a fuck. But that's just the energy of the 7. Right? So that makes sense to me. Because again, you see, I'm paying attention to the numbers. I'm like, yeah, that would probably be a birthday you don't give a fuck about. But see if you feel the same way on your 26th birthday. Because now you're dealing with the 8. See if you feel the same way on your 27th birthday. Now you're dealing with the 9. You're not going to feel the same because you're dealing with different vibrations. So for this particular year, you're journeying through Neptune. The next year, you're going to be journeying through Saturn. The next year, you're going to be journeying through Mars. You're going to have a different experience. What's the energy of the 5? That's Mercury. Why is there a lot of hate on 9 life paths? I can't really speak for other numerologists or people that's into numerology, why people even say some shit like that. Like, all numbers have positive and negative qualities. So if anybody's writing negative about a particular number, then they just don't know enough. But I kind of get it because 9 brings you back to your past. That's what the 9 is about. The 9, you have to master your past. So you can say the 9 is karmic. So that's probably where they get that from. But that's not a bad thing. You just can't be attached to the past. So because if a person pop up from your past and you still mad and shit, all it's gonna do is bring up old emotions and old anger. And if you're a person you're not ready to handle that shit, then yeah, it's probably not gonna be good for you. That's what that means. But if you're willing to let go of your past and you don't even give a fuck, like fuck that person that hurt me, that did me wrong, you don't even care about the shit, the 9 would be wonderful for you. But for people who hold on to shit, which is most people, the 9 is probably not going to be good for you because now you're going to be reintroduced to some past feelings and emotions and people that you thought that you was over with, but you truly wasn't over. So now you have to re-experience that shit again. So that's why, yeah, a lot of people look at it as karmic, but that's only because they wasn't ready for it. Because again, like if you anything like me, where you just don't even give a fuck about the past, like you're not mad at no ass whoopings that you got, or because somebody broke your heart, or somebody did you wrong. It's like I don't care about none of that shit. But again, that's just me. Some people do care about that shit. Some people are still in their feelings about the shit. So just make sure that's not you. Do not be in your feelings about nothing, and you will have a great time in the nine. But if you are a type of person where you are in your feelings about past shit, then stay away from the nine. It's just not gonna work out for you at all. Because some people are gonna pop back up. You thought that they was gone. Like yo, what the fuck? Well, all these people is nine. If you don't understand the numbers, then you're not gonna understand why certain events happen when you are under certain influences. That's why I had to work with all of the numbers. It was never about me having a favorite number. I had to work with all of the numbers so I could be familiar with all of the numbers. So some numbers again was joyful, some of them not so much. But I had to experience each and every number to like, all right, if I'm teaching this, how can I not know it? Like I can't just do what works for me as a teacher, as a leader, as an example. Like I can't just say, well, I like the number one, so that's the energy that I fuck with. Well, that's not what a teacher would say. Like, no, I had to learn all the numbers. So when I'm asked, I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Because I've been within the realm of the number. I didn't just read the attributes. I have been there. So I know how it is to be in a nine vibration home. I've been in the nine before. So I live day in and day out with the nine. What I've noticed when I'm in the nine, motherfuckers get loud. Meaning, the nine now motherfuckers is, like, for example, if I was in a nine right now, you probably would, like, be hearing people's voices outside because motherfuckers get loud. That's the tower, though. So I've noticed that. Like, every time I'm in the nine, I'm always hearing somebody's fucking voice because somebody's being loud. I'm always hearing a motherfucker like that. But in other vibrations, I don't hear shit. Like, it's like them people don't even exist. So I'm like, oh, it's really the number. It ain't even about the people. It's about the number. Because I had to learn. It's not just the events inside the home, but also outside the home. I didn't know that at first. I had to learn that. I'm like, oh, when you change your number, it's not just the inside of your household, it's also the outside of your household. Meaning now I'm seeing certain neighbors I've never seen before. I'm like, I've never seen that motherfucker. That motherfucker live right there. I've never seen him before. Well, you would have nine. That's the vibration that they own, so that's why you see him. It's just certain shit like that. I'm like, damn, every time I go to a different vibration, I'm seeing different people. I don't see the same people in the one or the two, the three, the four. Like every time I go into a different vibration, I see different people. So I'm like, oh, everybody is truly on their own time. There's certain people that you're just not going to see except if you are within a certain dimension. Meaning, that's why they say the physical is multi-dimensional. Meaning, you walk past invisible people every day, all day. Just because you don't see people don't mean they're not there. You just can't perceive them. That's what I learned, and that's what I noticed. I'm like, yo, it's not that that person only comes out at a certain amount of time. It's just that you can't perceive them unless you are in a similar vibration. You can't even perceive certain people. Or perceive certain events, perceive certain locations unless you are in tune. How do I know that? Did I get that from a book or did I just learn from experience? That's what I'm saying. Everything I'm telling you is because I learned from experience. Because I had to go through it though, trial and error, and it wasn't fun. Because again, you're not. Of course, you just want to deal with the energy that you favor, but I'm like, all right, if you really want to be about your shit, you got to be familiar with all of the numbers. Not just what you favor, not what gets you the best results. And I still do that to this day. To this day, I'm still rotating through the numbers. I'm just, okay, well, I like this number, then I'm just going to, nope. I may deal with a certain number, a week or two, then go to another one. Week or two, go to another. So I still rotate because I need to be familiar with the entire solar system. Because again, as a teacher, as somebody, what if somebody asks me a question? Oh, what's going on with Mercury? I need to know what's going on with Mercury. I need to know. Not just for me, but also for someone who may ask me. And I need to be authentic with the response. What's your understanding of the master architect? How do you understand it metaphorically and literally? Is it simply bringing the invisible to the visible, or is there more to it? The master architect. I mean, of course, there's more to it because if you're paying attention, I started this channel on the 22nd day of October 2013. And you can verify that, just hit the about on the page. So I'm very familiar with the 22 because the 22 that was the day I started this channel. So every time I go through the 22nd day, it's like the energy refreshes itself. So the reason why it's called the master architect or the master builder is because the number 4 is a earth energy. So of course you're going to be talking about building something when you're dealing with the earth energy, which is the 4 and also the 8. And we know 8 represents build or destroy. So the architect being the number of the 22, like for example, let me just make it even simpler for you. 11, 22, 33, 44. It's a sequence. Master number 11 is when you hear the call. Basically, this is when people become spiritual, right? Their intuition enhances, right? They hear the call. They hear the whispers. 22 is when you start to do something about it. Meaning you start to put in work, right? So you have the people that are very intuitive, but then you got the people who put in work as a response to it. So, for example, like a spirit tell you to do something, you're going to do it. That's master number 22. You're actually active externally. You're externally active. 11, you're internally active. You're active internally, 11. Then it manifests outwardly, 22. 33, you become a master teacher. Now you can teach because now you have clarity because you got the inner and the outer. Now you have clarity. Then master number 44 is a master healer. Now you can heal with your clarity. Basically, you go from teaching to healing. That's what you're supposed to be doing. You go from teaching to healing. And that's where I feel like I'm at now. I'm not even really teaching at this point. You see, I just speak from the heart. I feel like I'm just healing at this point. I'm just a healing voice. I'm not really trying to teach you anything. Because what can I really teach you? Like, if you already into the shit, you into it. So I'm not really teaching you some shit that you're already into. But I could activate the healing within so you can go to the next level. Right? But that's what the master healer is supposed to do. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Again, this is not going to be the last time y'all hear from me because my stomach is starting to hurt. So I would love to continue on, but I'm like, I got to, let me get myself together. I got 5 more videos coming, so you're going to see me more. So don't even worry about it. So I got more videos coming tonight, not tomorrow, tonight. So I'm going to handle my business, and I'm going to be right back to this content. So stay tuned. 93, do what thou wilt, right? Do what thou wilt should be the whole of the law. Love's the law, love under will. We out.